No, that's not the intro. The intro is here. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Chin-Waggin podcast. My name is Ed, also known as Crispo. We've got Geordie, or Jay, on that side, and on this side, we've got our first guest, / our editor, / you're just going to be here every now and again.
Just going to be here.
Yeah, just going to be here. We've got Bonk, otherwise known as Oscar. And today, gents, we are going to be talking about our top 10 favourite video games, along with just a bit of fluff in between. If you are watching this on YouTube, please leave a like, subscribe if you do enjoy the podcast. But I think I'll let Geordie go on from here.
Can I just say something? You mugged me off then in that intro because I applauded the first one. And then,
yeah, I know.
And then
I know,
he left me
in the background.
I have no words to say about that.
Yeah, just absolutely send you packing.
One thing that we need to clarify is, I don't know about you two, but I've made my list of top 10 games on my favourite, not necessarily what I think is the greatest or the best selling. Like, I've not taken statistics into it, you know what I mean?
Is this just that when you say FIFA, then the crowd the mob start coming for you?
No, listen, mate. FIFA's stands for itself. Like it's a piece of shit now. But no, I just mean like there's certain games that I like. I know there's one that I'm currently started playing that probably should be in it, but because I've not had the experience with it, I'm not putting it in it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I've had a bit of both. I've gone on ones which are my favourite.
Yeah.
But ones that also deserve to be up there. That I have played, but maybe not as much as some of the other games that are lower.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I've got some games that are higher up that I haven't played as much, but they deserve to because of how well they've performed as a game for everyone else, really.
I get that. That's fair enough.
I think another disclaimer we wanted to put in is you can do a series, for example FIFA, but if you do want to mention any specifics, such as FIFA 21, everyone's favourite, you can do that.
Piece of shit game, man. Honestly, if it wasn't for clubs, I'd be done. I would be done. But we'll get onto that later. I think in format, maybe one of us start with their 10 to 6. We'll talk about it and then pass it on. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, do you want to talk about, or do you either want to do that, or do you want just everyone says they're 10 together?
Thing is, though, we might end up saying the same thing if we all say, or what you mean, like we all say our number 10.
Yeah,
and then we just.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No. We can do that.
And then someone can maybe take it in turns. So say with 10, like let's say Oscar, for the first one says why it's at number 10.
Yeah. Well, we're all going to have to build our case for our games, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot more. What I was going to do was let me find a pen. I'll come up with some form of scoring system. So if they come in at 10th, it won't matter for the audio, but I'm
get an overall ranking.
Yeah. So if they come in at 10, we'll give them 1 point. If they come in at first, they get 10 points, and then backwards and so forth.
Okay. I've nearly just unplugged everything.
That would have been a stinker.
That would have been great.
I would have called you Stinko from now on if you'd done that.
Yeah. Mate. I'm done. I'm so
That would have been horrendous.
Right. What, Oscar, seeing as you're the guest, go on, give us your number 10.
My number 10? Well, this is the one I changed.
Oh, is it?
I've gone for Smackdown versus Raw 2011.
All right.
Wow.
I'm not mad at it. It's definitely. I mean, no. The floor's yours. The floor's yours, Bonk. Tell us why that's in your list. I mean.
Well, it really made me think when I was doing this list. I haven't actually played that many games. I've just played a lot of the same games.
FIFA.
So my top 7 are sacred games to me. I will probably never get bored of them. Maybe one of them.
Yeah.
But that you'll come to see why. But SmackDown versus Raw, when I was a kid, I just played loads of it. I just remember sitting in a lounge, Xbox 360, creating my own character, just making him as big as possibly could, and just smacking Kane because I hated Kane when I was a kid. My most hated wrestler was Kane, and I used to just love pummeling him, pummeling him
Follow my mem.
constantly.
Yeah, no, it's interesting
Just-
you should say that because I've seen how it obviously is not on my list, hence my shocked face, or I don't know if I gasped. But for those that are just listening,
Get your thumbnails in now, lads. Come
but I think there's a couple of games that have made my list for the sort of same reasons, like the nostalgic attachment and the memories that I have of playing them. And I think that's sort of why it's made it in. And mate, I played these games too. I don't know, 2011. No, yeah, I did. I played that a lot. I did play that a lot. And I remember, I think it was 13. Had the like rewind career mode where you went back and you like fought all the famous fights as like The Rock, Stone Cold, and that. And I played that a lot. But it's interesting you should put that in like that. It's a solid game. I reckon if there could be people listening that'll just be like, "Hey, up!" Like maybe that. Maybe
I had
maybe
a
it
few
sneaks
years
in.
of usage out of that as well. Because when I was a kid, like it wasn't like you'd buy every FIFA necessarily.
I know what you
It
mean.
was the
I know
same
what
with
you mean.
Raw. Like I bought 2010 and I had 2011, and then I didn't get another one until it was 2K games. The next one I got was 15 or 16, I think, and I hated it.
Yeah,
And then I never got them again.
I say with FIFA, I always got the I was always getting them, but like basketball games and like you say, SmackDown versus Raw, I wasn't that asked about having the up to date teams because I wasn't that clued up on it. And it made that much of
Yeah.
a difference, you know what I mean? Whereas it did with FIFA, because like every year I'd be looking forward to playing a career mode with the new signings. That you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting that you should say that actually, because at my number 10, I've put the FIFA franchise.
That's
I
low.
put it at
Ooh.
10.
That's low.
That is low. It is low.
And the reason I put it is because if I was maybe getting nostalgic about one game, I could maybe put it higher. But in FIFA's instance, because they are so similar, I've opted just to put it at 10, and I couldn't put it above, like in terms of how much I love the game more than any of the others. Honourable mention would be to FIFA 17 and FIFA 13, I think.
But I reckon what we should do,
Okay.
because I imagine, Bonk, you've got FIFA higher, and I've probably
Yeah.
got FIFA higher. So let's just skip past discussing
Probably.
FIFA for now.
Yeah,
And
I won't say anything more.
Until we get to the
yeah,
highest
until,
FIFA.
until we
Okay.
get to until it gets higher up, and then like when me and you,
Alright,
when
yeah.
it's around me and you, then we'll talk about it.
All I'll say is what I used to do on earlier FIFAs is I'd get Gerard Deulofeu,
Baller.
and just because of 5-star skills, and he was 91 pace, and he was so underrated. Instant win, really.
Yeah, man.
But,
Everyone had them players on career mode, like they were class.
yeah, but
see, now
apart
my number 10, I feel like it's on the same sort of level as why you chose your number 10, Oscar. And I couldn't make a top 10 list without putting it in. So number 10 for me is Mario Kart.
That was my number 10. That's what I swapped out.
Just because
Really?
there's something about like when it was all the rage on the Wii or even the DS, like being in a room full of people all with a little steering wheel.
Yeah.
Like there's something about it that like it deserves a place on my top 10 list for that, and it is timeless as well. Like I can pick up Mario Kart now. I'll have
Yeah.
as much fun as I did 10 years ago, and I'll still have as much fun in 10 years' time. You know what I mean?
I played Mario Kart yesterday.
Exactly. It's not long ago
Yeah.
that I played it.
I did just. That was what I just swapped out. Well, that's number 11 if we were counting.
It's the only game where Paige can go toe to toe with me, so
Oh, see, that's why I don't play it so
it gets
much.
a bit heat. It gets a bit heated. And
No, I don't play it so much because Justine isn't at the same level as me on it. So it's like, oh, should we play Mario Kart? And then I win twice, and then it's like, oh, let's play something else.
I didn't play Mario Kart much as a kid, which is why it's not on my list actually. But Paige played it a lot, but I played a lot more games in general. So like,
yeah, you've got that.
I've got natural gamer skills. But,
Yeah, natural ability in it. It does come in handy. Yeah, it genuinely does.
but it's usually whoever loses makes brews, and
Fair enough.
And you see if I win, I'm like, I'm
Who's
quite
your
humble
who's
with
your who's your
achieving
who's your racer of choice?
Yoshi.
Yoshi. That's my missus's as well.
Yoshi, Mario, or Toad.
Toad's usually my backup.
I'm either Mario or Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, I can tell you're a prick when you play Mario Kart.
No, mate, I just
Yeah,
like
Donkey Kong or Bowser's.
Donkey Kong resembles me in a go-kart is why I choose it. Like, if you've ever seen me in a go-kart, like, that is literally what it looks like. Like, I went go-karting for my mate's stag do. Everyone's there, like, fits perfectly in the go-kart. Then I literally look like the Donkey Kong of the squad. Like, my knees sticking out. Like, I'm about a metre out of the cart. Like, it's a mess. Big Stig, that was what I was called. And Stig's the American cousin.
Okay, so
So,
I feel for a 10th spot, I feel like mine is weirdly out of the three, probably the most controversial with you two.
yeah.
I'm gonna think guess that FIFA's probably going to be in your top fives.
I don't. Yeah, but I think it may be controversial with us too. But if you were
In the
to
wider
Google,
public.
yeah, if you were to Google top 10 video games, I don't think FIFA would be in there.
If I was doing it as a franchise, I would have it probably down there.
Sports,
But because I've got mine as a representative of FIFA and ranked it as its own game, then I've got mine higher.
sports franchises are a weird one as well because they are like timeless. Like they're different. There's one every year. You know what I mean? Whereas some of the games I've got in here are like one-off games that were just fantastic. You know what I mean?
What I do enjoy when people talk about FIFA, it's like, well, it's the same every year. It's like, football doesn't get played with its hands.
Yeah, it has to be the same.
Yeah.
That's why there's such a tricky one. But yeah.
Go on then, Jordy. We're gonna go in with number 9 if we haven't got anything else to say.
I just want to play a little game, right? So my number 9 has got the same initials as my number 10. See if you can guess what it is.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I was like, for some reason I thought.
I was looking through my list, seeing if there's anything there.
I was thinking like Mario Kart MC. And I was like, oh no, it's not like
yeah, no, exactly. And also, Kombat is with a K, which obviously it shouldn't be. But but yeah, that's another one for me. Like, and it's some franchises have stayed with me. Some I sort of left and don't care about anymore. But like the Mortal Kombat franchise, I think I must have played every game since I don't know, PS1. Like, played the campaign, played through it, like, love the characters, love the whole universe, love the stories behind it, like, I'm very interested in it, but it's a beat 'em up game, you know what I mean? So it's like, I felt even bad putting it above Mario Kart in a way, because it's like, but that's also like a silly game as well, but I feel like Mortal Kombat has had influence on, like, if you look back into like the late 90s, like Mortal Kombat was like tarnished by like the US particularly because of how violent it was and stuff, and it has had like massive influence on other games. Like I think they were the first people to use like human models. Do you know what I mean? Like, have you seen the old games where it's like animated but they've used like human models to fight with? And yeah, I mean, some of the fatalities, especially on this most recent one that's enhanced for the Xbox One X, they're unreal. It's so much fun.
They did an episode on Bad Education about it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Yeah. The kids were all going wild, walking in with weapons and stuff.
Have you seen the film yet?
Yeah,
because
I have.
we're going to Manchester next week, and Paige isn't the biggest film person, but I'm trying to. Well, if it's either going to be that or Kong versus.
I've seen them both. I have seen them both, and I would advise to probably go and watch Kong versus Godzilla just as a movie. Yeah. Like, I loved the Mortal Kombat movie, but it was very like, if you like the games, you're gonna love this. If not, you might be a bit
she I don't think she wants to see any.
I've never played Mortal Kombat.
No. Who do you main on it, Jody?
My Liu Kang or Scorpion.
I'm Ermac or.
Oh, he's class. To be fair, he's very good.
Or Sub-Zero.
Nice.
I'm not very good at it though. I haven't played 11. I played 10.
Do you not think the campaign on 11 and 10? Did you play it? They're so good.
campaign doesn't do it for me. I'm more of a just I'll just play online.
Fair enough.
Go on, Oscar. Who have you got set at number 9?
This is going to be a controversial one because of how low it is, and it's not the only Call of Duty game, but it's Modern Warfare 2, and I know it's a lot of people. It's going to be high in people's lists. Maybe not you two, but in a lot of people outside of this.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people love this game, but again, for me, it's nostalgia. Because I was only little playing this. Like, I will have only been a little kid playing this.
It's one of the first
So
Xbox games I played.
Okay, hang on. I guess we
Yeah,
have to say
same for me,
that
probably.
where, just for anyone who's not sure. So I'm 27. Crispo 21.
21.
21, and Bonk is 18. So there's, especially between me and Bonk, there's like 9 years there. Like that's a long time in the gaming world. Like, but it is quite mad that we both still played that. That's quite
interesting.
We all played Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, everyone did. I think. I think I was year 8, so I don't know how.
I just Sky.
Oh, I will have been
Sky
like
P45, get grenade
probably
launcher
like early primary school.
Yeah. What was your class? What was your class, Bonk? If you can remember it. Can you remember that far back?
It will have been machine gun and well, the thing is though, I didn't learn till like most recent COD that you could use double primaries with like the thing. So I always just used like either, it depends what I was feeling. If I was using a sniper, I'd use a sniper.
Yeah.
And I'd always have a secondary.
When did Modern Warfare?
I don't know if it is in Modern Warfare 2. I haven't played enough of it. I just remember playing it as a kid.
I think you're right, Chris, but I think it was 2008.
You know what? I just literally, as we were doing podcast prep, I knocked Call of Duty out of my top 10. And now you've said Modern Warfare 2. I regret it, but I'm sticking with the list I've got.
Well, I mean, I might as well say it while we're here, because there's no point discussing it again. It's my number 8, so it would have been coming up again recently.
Oh right, okay.
So I don't feel too bad, but it's me. Like I have a lot of nostalgia to the game and loved it and loved playing it. I wasn't that good at it.
Yeah, I'm awful at COD.
Like again, it's a nostalgia thing. It's like coming home. I remember at one point it hit a point where like there'd be that many of us that we filled up an actual lobby online. There was 12 of us and we just stayed in that lobby for like 4 hours just all playing each other. The teams kept getting mixed up. It was absolutely class.
Yeah, well, no, I used to do like Call of Duty scrims, especially on like Black Ops 3, like to the point where like I nearly like, because my friends started playing for money, but I wasn't as good as them. But they did ask me to fill in, but it just wasn't me. But like, there's a lot of memories on COD, but I just felt like it just like with everything else, even nostalgia or like memories of other people, kind of knocked it all out. But what I put at number 9, Call of Duty's adversary, I've put Halo, which maybe could be controversially low.
It's
I haven't played much Halo.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even in my list, so that's probably not controversial.
Yeah, me neither.
I probably would have forgotten about Halo if I haven't been playing it recently. But it was the first shooter I ever played. Because I wasn't allowed to get like 16 rated games or anything until I went into. I got like, they did like, is it Mega Blocks? They did Halo Mega Block sets. And my dad bought me a load of them. My dad was like, "Oh well, if they make Lego of it, you know, that should be fine for him to play." And you know, before you know, I was on Modern Warfare 2 a month later.
Once that threshold's broken, like there's no going back because you realise like why is it even a 16? Like you know what I mean? But Modern Warfare 2 actually, that scene in the airport, fair enough. Put a slap an 18 on that bad boy like that. Needs
21 rated on that thing.
Yeah,
but there's Halo Reach, Halo 3 were sort of the ones I played a lot of. I've just been playing the Master Chief Collection just for nostalgia's sake, but yeah, a lot of it is just like my first sort of shooter experience. Halo is entirely nostalgia based. I'm interested in the new one, but like, if someone told me I could never play it or if it got cancelled, I wouldn't cry.
Yeah, I have great respect for the franchise, but I was, until 360, I was heavily PlayStation, so I didn't really play 1 and 2. Played them a little bit. The first time I ever played online, like, was on an original Xbox on Halo 2. But I just, again, like, it was a shooter. I'm not that into shooters. So it just, yeah, never really twigged for me, that one. Which is a shame. Like, I've enjoyed it, like playing like custom lobbies and stuff with your mates.
Yeah, I think that's what made Halo was like the custom games,
Yeah,
like with your friends. I'd say yeah, if I didn't have that, it would be on my list.
yeah. Fair
Part of
enough.
me wants to put like Halo / Call of Duty, but I feel like that would trigger too many people.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
shit
just gonna,
house in that.
I'm gonna stick to my list, even though I've retrospectively might have changed it.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, when we start doing that, you have to put like FIFA / Pez. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
opens up all kinds of doors.
So we got number 8.
There's no point in me saying mine because I've said it.
All right, yeah. See, mine's quite low for what I would, because I have played quite a lot of this game, and I do have a lot of respect for it, and it did quite well when it came out. So I do feel bad having it this low. But I've got Overwatch. I played a lot of Overwatch when it came out. Like, I remember buying it, and I was like, I wasn't too sure about it because the adverts never really won me over. I only got it because my friends got it, and I just played so much of it, and I loved it. It was just completely different to what I'd played before. Like, I know it's pretty much a rip-off of TF2, but at the time I hadn't played that, and it was just so good. I loved it.
I wouldn't say it's like a rip-off. It got Game of the Year.
Yeah, it's when I
So
played
that
TF2
was
though,
different.
it's very similar.
Yeah, they're
Very
similar,
similar.
but I mean, I've got a list. I've got a game on mine later on that's a very similar story to that. But I played a bit of Overwatch, but I played it sort of last year when it was way past its peak.
I've never really played it. That's why I'm quiet for once.
Who's the guy with the shotguns who spins in a circle and goes die, die, die?
Reaper.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I
Yeah,
played quite a bit of him.
he was my guy.
Yeah, I was always the Aussies like Junkrat and what's the big one called? Roadhog. I haven't played it in a
Talk
while.
me through
I'm
it.
struggling with it.
I've never really played it. Is it the one where like you pick like your champion essentially, and then it's like a 6-on-6 deathmatch sort of thing?
Yeah, but
Pretty
that's
much,
like a
yeah.
objective. Yeah, it's yeah, pretty much. I mean,
I've seen one of my mates play it. I just wasn't sure whether it was actually Overwatch that he was playing. It used to black my head a bit.
I understand how big it was though. Like my friend said he played it, and he got up to like the higher ranks, and like he got so rage induced and he had to stop.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people stop playing it because of that. Like when you're starting off, it's very fun. There's not really any like rage attached to it. It's purely just like, oh, this is really fun. But then when you start getting competitive with it and wanting to
when you
win
start
more,
knowing your own ability, and
It's the same with any
Yeah.
game, that really, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
clubs, for example, on FIFA is the most fun thing in the world at first.
Until you lose
Until
it.
it
Yeah.
starts getting competitive, and then it starts getting stressed. Like,
we need a Chin-Waggin podcast pro club.
oh, I can't leave Good Dance FC, mate. I've built a legacy there.
Never mind.
League titles. Yeah, that's that.
Just make a new account.
Mate, I'm at a stage now where like I'd have to. You're talking multi-million-pound buyouts for me to.
You'll have to just make a new account, mate.
Yeah, no, I could do that. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't, because I can't play clubs with anyone apart from you, because I'm on Series X.
Oh yeah, true. No, you just have to join Good Bands, mate. But it's not a fun place to be sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
It's
Oh,
certainly
no, it
not
really
Good
isn't.
Bands sometimes. But anyway, we digressed. That was my fault. I mentioned clubs.
My number 8 is Animal Crossing. A bit more calm than Overwatch.
Fair enough, mate.
You'd think, but literally every day, me and Paige play Animal Crossing. Like every day.
It is one of them games, isn't it? My girlfriend Justine, she plays it a lot, but it's like a Farmville sort of vibe, isn't it? It's like every day go on, get your fruit, and sort of.
Do your fruit, just have a chill time. I think it's a Paige. She's been very angry at the past month because she completely just changed her entire island from top to bottom. Like, and like I just look over and like I'd be like doing a little bit of fishing or like playing on Minecraft or whatever, and like I'd be like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Ask me later." It's
I feel
mean,
like it is very similar to Minecraft in a way,
in
but it's
in the
very
kind of vibe,
yeah. It's a much more like cartoon.
yeah, but it's made to everything is made to take ages.
Oh yeah,
Well,
absolutely. Yeah,
if,
yeah,
people can like obviously change the date on the Switch
yeah. Yeah,
and
that.
time skip, and once you start doing that, you realize that there isn't a lot to the game. But like if you wanted to like move where your house is, that won't your house won't move until tomorrow, or like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
fruit takes 3 days to grow on a tree, and it sounds dead dull, but I don't know. It's like when if you played it for a bit, you'll
And then
understand.
they do events as well, don't they? Now.
Yeah,
They-
there's all sorts of stuff like that. But we just go on and like I usually just like I'm just trying to like get every fish on the game or something. Like it's just nice time to chill, you
Yeah.
know.
I get that
Uh,
off not what's it called, Planet Coaster. I have a similar sort of vibe. But that, and to be honest, I've never played Animal Crossing, but like Justine's adamant that if I did, I would love it. So I probably would.
yeah, but we've played it every day for months now. It's just like she'll get home from work or whatever. We just Animal Crossing, have something to eat, have a brew, just chill. Put
Yeah.
something on YouTube in the background, just like a couple of hours, and just do a little bit.
Fair enough, mate.
But
Yeah.
I think yeah, the Animal Crossing is on there not for gameplay, because I only like this is my first installment of it, but purely for the memories.
I've never
So,
Fair
played
enough,
it,
mate. Fair
so
enough.
what is it? What is it? I
right,
don't really.
so I'll say like so that it's that like it's like all age ranges, but it's like at the beginning you pick like you just get dropped on a deserted island and it's dead charming. You
Tom
just like
Nook.
yeah, it's with Tom Nook.
He's a
He'll
champ.
take
He's a
he'll
champ.
take
I
he's a
know that much.
raccoon. He'll take your kneecaps and he like you the goal is to like build up your house from a tent to like a full on like 5 room house with like all the bits in. Mine's currently got a diner on the top floor, so um and just design your island how you want. You get different villages who are animals. So my favorite animal is a gazelle called Bo, and he's very sweet, bless him. He calls me
Big up Bo.
Saltlick.
Shout out Bo.
Big up Bo, my guy. And
Link in the
it,
description.
when you become friends with them enough, like the main thing you want off the villagers, because you can like give them gifts and stuff, is they'll give you like a framed photo of them, and that's what everyone tries to get. And the only one I've got is off Bo so far.
Ah, right. So
I've,
he's
I've
bought
got, I've
he's
got,
bought your love, hasn't he? With that.
yeah,
With that
well, oh
frame.
yeah, but like no, the amount of things I've given him to get that photo, like
Could have been anyone.
like,
Could have been anyone.
yeah.
You give us a photo, you win Chris Bo's heart.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah. I've got a fat blue penguin called Sprinkle who calls me Frappe.
Oh, I like that.
And
I pick
yeah,
up Sprinkle. He's my guy.
I think it's a girl, but
Oh,
we'll
he's
move.
mine. I said guy.
Guy, oh yeah, I suppose it could be gender neutral.
Count it. Right.
It sounds dead dull, but like it is in a way, but it's like proper good to relax to.
I've
Yeah, the thing is
so-
though, if you're describing Minecraft to someone who doesn't have a clue,
Yeah,
that is what
exactly.
it sounds like.
Yeah, no, you're right there. To be fair, Harry Potter is just about some orphan who gets abducted by wizards.
sounds class.
Actually, no, that's actually pretty
That
sick.
That
Never
sounds
mind.
pretty good.
Yeah, never mind.
Right. So are we moving on to sevens now?
7, yeah, go on.
So I'll skip out my 8 because my 8 was Modern Warfare 2. So I already said it. And my number 7 is very different. I don't even know if either of you have played it. Bioshock.
No, never
Never
played it.
played it. No.
Mental. Absolutely mental. It is quite.
Is it a
possibly-
Bethesda game?
No, but it very much runs like one.
Yeah, it sounds like one.
Who made it? Oh, it's gonna wind me up.
Let me Google it.
Yeah, Google it for me. But basically, so there's Bioshock 1, Bioshock 2, Bioshock 3. But what was they were scary was one thing. They were very scary games. Like they kept you on the edge of your seat. There was a lot to do in terms of like character customization and which sort of powers you used. and the storyline. Honestly, man, the day that they make a film out of that game, that will probably be the best game-made film, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a twist at the end. I mean, I can say it because. Oh, hey, well, are you two gonna? I don't.
Came
Wanna,
out
I don't. I
cheap,
don't. I don't
I'm
want to
probably
spoil
not
it for
gonna
you.
play
It
it
came
now.
out in 2007, the first one, so I'll firm it.
Right, sound. And then anyway, if anyone's listening is currently playing Bioshock, stop listening right now. Come back in a minute. So basically, there's this character who it feels like from the start you're working for, and they're on your side. And he's this lovely Irish bloke who every time he asks you to do something, he says, "Would you kindly do this?" Like every time he uses the word "would you kindly," and it turns out at the end that you've got this like mind control thing in you, and every time he says "would you kindly," you don't have a choice of whether to do the task. Like he's the bad guy, and you're working for him the whole time, like the person who you've been trying to stop. But he's used trigger words because you've been like mind controlled. So, and then the thing is, and once you find that out, and then it just clicks. It's like that bastard has been saying "would you kindly" for the whole game, like. And it's funny because I've spoke to people that have been playing it, and obviously I've known the twist, and like you love that guy. That I can't remember his name, but he's like a proper sound guy who like helps you out throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
And then bastard. But yeah, it was a very 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 good game.
See, this is where I know this is gonna start getting serious in the debates because of how passionately you just talked about your number 7.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
That's very true. That is very true. But I just like I say, I just want someone to make a movie or a series out of it, because the storyline, the world as well. It was so sort of like intricate. It was just really well done. One of them campaign games that you sort of really gutted when you finish, and as you start getting to the end, and you're like, oh no, like this, like you start looking at your game time, and you're like, it can't be much longer now, like. So yeah, that's why that's in there for me.
Go on, Oscar. Let's see number 7.
6 for me now. Overwatch was my 7.
Right,
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Overwatch was your 8,
No,
boy.
yeah. Star Wars Battlefront. Like, no. But just the first one, purely because of how long I played it. I did play, I think it was the second Battlefront on the PSP.
All right, so you are talking about the old. Are you talking about?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying
PS2?
I did play. No, I did play that on the PSP, but that is not this one. This is the one I grinded out so long. I just played so much of this game, and there's so many memories of just playing with friends on it. Like a lot of these are just because of the memories. Like I probably wouldn't play it anymore, but I just loved playing it when I did. Like just going on after school, we'd just go, all right, you're playing cargo? Yeah, we'll go play cargo. And that was us for 6 hours, done.
To be fair, if you played the newest EA one, because now they got rid of all the microtransactions, I've been playing it recently, and it's actually really fun.
It is good.
The Jedi one?
No, Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's on...
oh, right.
Yeah, it's on...
I do have it. I haven't played much of it, though.
They recently did an update for it as well.
It's really good.
Yeah.
If you want in a game to just, like, a shooter to just chill on, like, for fun, not for competitive reasons, I'd go for that. Like,
it's essentially Battlefield in space, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I don't want to brag, but I am a quality Yoda. No, you know what? The first one I'd maybe disagree with, but if you'd said the second one, but I understand the memories, then fair enough. But
yeah, like I tried
one.
playing the second one, but I never really got into it because the whole reason I loved the first one was probably because I just remembered going home from school and then hopping on cargo with my friends.
I've just had a quick
but when
look.
I was just on it on my own, it wasn't the same.
I just had a quick look online, and I thought it got received quite badly, but it didn't.
What, the first one?
Yeah, it didn't at all. It got very good reviews.
No, I loved the first one. The only thing
it was the microtransactions and stuff. It's just the EA being EA.
Yeah, and to be honest, that didn't really bother me because I just used the base guns anyways when I played on it. I didn't like. I'm pretty sure I just used the E. I think it was E11 for the whole game, pretty much.
Yeah.
I didn't change from it. The only thing that I would criticize about it is that it didn't have a campaign, and I really wanted a campaign
The
for it.
second one's got
But
a
the
campaign,
second one
mate.
does have one, yeah.
It's really good as
But
well.
I just didn't play much of it. Is it a good one?
Yeah, it's good. I played. You got a demo. You got a demo of it, and on the demo you could play like the first chapter of the campaign, and it actually made me buy the game because I wanted to carry on playing the campaign.
Jedi Fallen Order is really good as well. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
played
I've not finished it.
Neither have I.
I do have it, but I haven't
enjoy
played it.
I do enjoy it. It's more difficult than I was sort of geared up for.
There's like on the first like island you land on after like the intro.
Mm-hmm.
There's like this lizard thing that lives in a cave.
Oh, I know the one.
Called Ogdo Bogdo, and I remember the name, mate, because I got so triggered trying to fight it.
Once you figure out like the technique, it gets easier. It's like Dark Souls.
Yeah, but I'd say that's one of the most rage-inducing moments I've had from a boss. Like, I don't know why. Like obviously now, like I know how to do it, but like there's a certain way of doing it until you've learned it because he's meant to be like it's meant to be one of those that you die to several times. But
yeah.
I was livid. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not that game's not made any of our lists.
I think I have that moment though on a lot of games. Like there is a lot of games like that I'll go through the campaign and there'll be that one bit that you just like, nah. And it'll either be make or break. Like once I get past that, that's like, right, I'm here for the long haul now. But if I just can't be asked, then that's it. I'm not carrying on with the campaign.
Do you remember there was a mission on GTA 4 like that? There was a bank job on GTA 4 where you had to run through the subway and it was well hard, but you had to fight through it and got there in the end.
It's I think so. It's entirely optional. You don't have to fight him at all.
Is it?
It's personal pride.
Yeah, you could just run past him.
Like this is back when I was living here at home, and like I was just messaging everyone like I've lost the will. The Ogdo Bogdo is the one that's beating me, lads.
Ogdo Bogdo's done me in.
Yeah. The most recent time I remember of that situation was I say remember, it's not even that old. World War II, the COD game. I remember there was a bit where you're in the basement in the campaign.
Yeah.
Like surrounded by barrels or something, and and you're meant to be sneaking, and I hate these sneaking missions because I just like to run and shoot people. So like when there's any skill involved, it gets to my head.
Going back
to that, what you have to do?
Go on, carry on.
They had like they were just like walking around with flashlights on the guns or whatever. So there's like bits to avoid, but I just couldn't work out where you had to go, and I was on it for hours. And because I was enjoying the campaign that much, normally at that stage I would have given up, and I'd be like, nah, I'm not playing this again. But because I enjoyed the campaign so much, I just had to finish it, and I was there for hours just trying to do that one mission, and it just broke me. It nearly did. Like I nearly just give up on the game, but it was horrible to get through.
Did any of you ever play Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies?
Of course.
That's just reminded me of that of like with the barrels. You said that because like when you play Kino de Toten, and like you're on the stage and you get caught on something and you go down.
Yeah, man. Well, honestly, Zombies is very rage-inducing because you've put so much time into it by the time you die. I mean, sometimes it's quite sort of refreshing and you've had enough by the time you like.
Yeah.
But if you're going for a certain round, like say you were going for 21 or something, and you snuffed it on round 20, the pain.
I think like Black Ops Zombies is just really good. I haven't played much of the new one on.
I haven't, but Zombies in general was great, mate. Zombies, even on Black Ops 2, I thought
that was my favourite Zombies.
Yeah,
Black Ops 2
was fantastic.
Transit.
I
love just getting on the bus,
I loved Excavation,
going around.
like Origins, getting all the staffs and that. I was about that.
The ones that get a bit too complex, like was it World War II, where there was the one with it's like in New York, to get all these different things, and then there's like, this monster where you can only shoot it in the head.
Oh no, that was. It
What's
wasn't.
that one?
No, it was Black Ops 3. I want to say.
Yeah.
It was Black Ops 3.
You had to shoot each of its eyes when they open.
Jeff Goldblum and that were in it, weren't they, as the actors?
Yeah, and Jeff Gold. Who else is
There was a few. It was Lasso that plays the. She's
guy
called
who
Heather Graham. She plays the stripper in The Hangover.
and the guy who plays Lenny in Of Mice and Men?
Yeah, John Malkovich. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
And then there's another guy, the cop, that I can't remember the name of. That one was
Yeah.
called Shadows of Evil, I think. But I was a bit meh, but once I learned how to do stuff, I really enjoyed that one as well. The Shadow Man, that was what it was all about, wasn't it?
The new one I've not played, but it's easy enough to pack a punch, and that's all I need.
Yeah, exactly.
If I can get a box and I pack a punch and juggernog, I'll be re.
I know, yeah. It's in a weird place, zombies, because there's a nostalgia level to it, and then there's also people who don't want them to change it too much, but it also can't get stale. So I feel like they're in a very precarious position right now with zombies because it's tough.
It's keeping it interesting but not difficult.
Yeah, keeping the old guard happy, keeping people who are like, oh no, I just want to go on and see how many rounds I can get up to. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I don't find that fun anymore. Like I did, but now once I started unlocking the Easter eggs and stuff, I was like, this is much more fun because we still have to fight off all the zombies, but there's a task at hand.
Yeah.
I got to a point where Shadows of Evil, I'd play it on my own just to see how far I could get and stuff.
Zombies on my own. A little bit I've done, but for me it's just the fun with friends,
Yeah.
screaming at the top of your voice like, I've got a ray gun.
Well, I think it got to a point where I was practicing, is what it felt like as well. So when all the boys got on, it was like I was ready to go. Right, yeah, that's a little homage to zombies there, because I don't think any of us have actually got it in our list so far. So
No, well,
number 7 for me is Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone else got that?
Anyone in particular?
My favourite is Black Flag.
Yes! Big old Black Flag.
And I also really enjoyed AC Revelations, which is an underrated one in my opinion. And the reason it's so low, because it would be higher, is because I think I've got every Assassin's Creed I think I've played every Assassin's Creed apart from Syndicate.
Syndicate wasn't bad actually.
I've got them all, but because I could with the new ones, I enjoy the open world, but the open world's so big that I never feel like I get anywhere, because I'll sink hours into it, like hours and hours and hours, and I won't have even touched the story, and I find that really I want to feel like I've made progress, and I've got Valhalla, and I'm I'm well into England, but there's so many things to go and do, which some people enjoy, but I don't have the time to go and do all those things. I mean, it just feels like I'm just spending a lot of time running and going to this place and this place, and you didn't really have that as much with the Ezio games or the Black Flag. I don't know. There's a bit more. I feel like the exploration isn't as rewarding. Maybe.
No, yeah, I see what you mean. I think
the parkour made the traveling more fun, or going on your boat, because you could smash up ships on the way. But traveling on these new games is just running on a horse or a camel.
Do you not fast travel?
I mean, apparently you can.
No, I know you can, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you not?
Fast travel's one of those ones I always try to avoid, I guess, because I want to experience the game. And I feel like I'm skipping to bits, and I'm going to miss out bits in between. Because Red Dead Redemption, say you're traveling along on your horse, and something might happen, or same things on Assassin's Creed, I guess.
I know what you mean. But I feel like that's how you get through them games, because, like you say, you've not got the time to needlessly ride from one town to another. You may as well spend that time. It's fast travel and then go and do a side mission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I need to pick it back up, but I think I prefer the old format of a bit more stealth.
No, well,
bit.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say to Oscar before, but then I said carry on. Going back to that stealth aspect, something that was a heavy player in games for a long time, and you just don't see a lot of it now. Like in any game, like think you had like Splinter Cell, Metal Gear Solid, Assassin's Creed, like all of them were quite heavily based around like tactical espionage, like stealth. You know what I mean? Like whereas now it's like
Now
I can't think of any.
it would
It's
work.
probably because all the players now are my age and they all just want to run in and shoot things rather than playing it
No, mate. I
tactically.
was always like that anyway. Like I could never be asked stealthing about. Well, I mean, Hitman maybe. I guess is probably.
Maybe society's problem for instant gratification is extended into video games, and now people can't wait to kill people.
See, but then I agree. But then going off that, then why would Assassin's Creed be the way it is? Because instant gratification would be get rid of all that side missions. Let's just let people go on a nice, easy run to completing the game.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true. I remember I rage quit a mission on Assassin's Creed 3 because you had to like eavesdrop on a mission with like George Washington and like the Templars or whatever.
yeah.
I remember that.
And I just couldn't do it. I mean, I was quite young at the time, or youngish, and I genuinely I don't think I picked up the main story for quite a long time after that.
No, I think they've done themselves in a bit because what Assassin's Creed games got read for eventually was they were very repetitive, and instead of just sort of finding a nice balance, they've just completely taken that out of the game. You know what I mean? And I hadn't realised until I started playing The Witcher, which I can say now that was the game I mentioned that probably is in like a lot of people's top 10, but because I've only just started playing it, I can't put it in mine.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I started playing The Witcher that I realised Ubisoft looked at that and went, okay, let's do that with Assassin's Creed because it is so similar. It is so, and The Witcher came out just before Assassin's Creed took that turn into Origins, then Odyssey, then Valhalla. So I feel like they massively just looked at The Witcher, even to the point of like the horse riding thing where you can press a button and it follows the waypoint on its own for you. Yeah, even little things like that. I was like shocked that. But I think my favourite of the newer Assassin's Creeds has been Odyssey. I think
A lot of people said Odyssey.
but I think it's
I
because
haven't really
of
been
my interest in Greek mythology. I think probably what it is.
Yeah.
I haven't really played much Assassin's Creed.
Mate, I'm not surprised
Um,
now because they take time. Like you've
Yeah,
got to grasp it now.
the most recent one I did play, I got for Christmas or something. It well, my brother brought it on the Christmas list. He must have seen it or something and thought, oh yeah, I guess what? I guess
Yeah.
I'll get that. Wrote it on my list, so I get the game.
Ha.
I'm like, where's this come from? I thought it was just like my mum just trying to get me something she thinks I might like. Like, what's this? And so just put it on your list. And I said, I didn't. So then I get this game I don't want for a start. I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it a go.
Give it to Manny.
It was so boring. Origins, I think it was, the Egyptian one.
Yeah.
And it was just so boring. I couldn't
That's
finish
the
it.
one I probably stuck with the most. Origins.
I think I'll play it again.
Or Valhalla.
I've never played
Origins.
it. No, sorry, I've never played Origins. I've played Odyssey. I've played Valhalla, and for me, Odyssey stands out over Valhalla. I don't know what it is about Valhalla. Everything said to me that it was going to be an amazing game, but I think I just maybe played it at the wrong time, and I wasn't ready to really sort of go balls deep into a campaign.
Well, maybe that's where
I got to Valhalla, not to Valhalla. Asgard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man, too early as well. All you have to do is like build something in your settlement. You remember Lasso from Norway that like reads your mind, or you go into a tent and you start tripping like on the Simpsons movie. Yeah, so she ends up coming over to England and then she does like another like reading with you and you end up in Asgard. But I was way too low a level to be there. There was a moment though where it said like, "Who do you want to fight with you?" And I was like, well, "Thor, obviously." Like, he was one of the options of the 3 warriors that you get to fight with you. I was like, well, "Who's not choosing Thor?" Like,
I need to pick it back up. I think I was enjoying it. It's just I also got Cyberpunk around the same time, and and I was really looking forward to that. And to be fair, I was enjoying it, but it was I'm
It
not
had
very good
such a
at
build up, didn't it? Like
Yeah, it was destined to flop.
it was coming
I
out for
said that
like
before it
5
came out.
years. Like
I said there is no way this game. It's either the best game ever when it comes out, or it's just gonna flop massively because you can't put so much hype behind a game.
for so long. Like people are
Yeah,
only prepared to wait for so long, and then they get not asked. Like I
think
was
my
asked when Keanu Reeves was endorsing it back in like 2019 or whatever it was, and then like
Yeah.
just completely. And then like someone said, "Oh, it's coming out this year." I was like, "What? That came with Keanu Reeves? Like, did that not come out like 2 years ago?"
I was thinking like I was really enjoying it. I was playing it loads, and I tried to pick it up last week again, and I just found it really hard to pick up.
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
I was like, I'll just play something else.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Assassin's Creed. But if anyone's not played Assassin's Creed, go on the Xbox store or the PlayStation store, and you can get the Ezio collection.
Yeah,
And you get the Ezio collection and Black Flag. And you can probably get them proper cheap.
I agree that Black Flag was the
Between them both,
best.
it'll be under 30 quid, and they are the pinnacle for me. And I'll tell you what, I'll vow this week to try and play more Valhalla
Yeah, I might do
and
the
try
same.
and fast travel a bit more and see how I go.
I might do
I
the
feel
same,
like
mate.
I know that was a bit long-winded, but this is Assassin's Creed. If I was just going off the Ezio collection, would probably be in my top 5, but it's coming at number 7.
Fair enough, mate. I've been starting the past few, so Bonk, you start. In fact, no, Crispo, you carry on. Tell us your 6.
yeah.
6. Ooh. Oh, this is in terms of how low down it is. This is my most controversial. I know Geordie will get mad at me if it's not. Number 6, Grand Theft Auto.
That's a fucking liberty.
I know where that is on Geordie's already.
That-
I don't even need him to reveal that. I know where it is on his. But
That's mental to me. That is insanity to me. 6. Not even in the top 5. Are you like? Is in the
like
the
I haven't
the
even played.
franchise?
Should we go on to it now? Should we just talk about GTA?
The franchise.
Things that you've heard about, like when you hear what I've got at 5, like the other ones above it, you'll be like, all right, fair enough. But what I've got at number 5, you'll be like, how on earth have you put that at above GTA?
I think I'll be shocked whatever
Because
goes
no,
above it.
because don't get me wrong, I love GTA. It's like the amount of playtime, like any, is like
I-
insane. But it's like the other games above it have got such a nostalgic appeal or personal appeal to me that I physically can't get anything above it.
See, with GTA, I haven't even played that much of it really, but I just have to put the respect on it because it is just so good. Like it is unbelievable
the
game.
fact that GTA 5 itself, like, forget about the franchise.
Yeah.
Look at GTA 5 itself. It came out in 2013. I've bought that game 3 times. Same game. And by the 3rd time, I was a bit annoyed, but it still stands up to this day, which is mental. Like, that is insanity to me. And, like, when you go back and you look at San Andreas, for example, that was just mind-blowing.
I feel like because it's not as fresh in the memory because I haven't played it in a long time, and a big part of GTA for me, like GTA Online, is obviously playing with your friends. And at the moment, like, you know, everyone's moved on at my age. Like people are at uni, people are, you know, they found new friends. It's just like, you know, I don't have like those old days where people would watch like Sidemen videos of GTA and then we'd play GTA until 4 in the morning, like just drinking, like everyone would be drinking Red Bull or Coke or, you know, just eating shit. Like you go to Sainsbury's, buy a 4-pack of donuts, and like I'd ask my parents, can I stay up? Like I'm just gonna stay up all night if that's all right. Like, you know, I'm gonna take my Xbox down in the basement and I'm just gonna play GTA all night with the boys.
The thing is with me, it's
Thing is that now I've said all that.
when you think, right?
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that game. Like it's beautiful to look at. Like it is.
Yeah.
GTA 5 in particular and San Andreas.
Have you played it on PC?
Like Liberty City, they're stunning visually.
Liberty City was the one I played first. Liberty City Stories.
And then
the
you've
Bandit,
got
the Gay Tony, and
what-
the Lost and Damned.
What always is great for me and what GTA does that no other game does, unless it's a driving game, is the driving mechanics on GTA is still really fun, but it's
Driving
still
on
very
GTA
realistic as well.
Driving on GTA is better than most games.
That's what I mean. Like Forza, it doesn't stand. It's nowhere near what Forza's driving mechanics are. But in terms of a game that isn't based around the driving, it's so good. Like
Cyberpunk's driving is
and I feel like you can go onto GTA and you can. What do you want to do today? Do you want to race? Do you want to do a heist? Do you want to do a deathmatch? Like,
there's so much you can do. Yeah.
If you want to just go and get the feds after you, do that. Like, I don't know.
I feel like you're mad at me. I feel like the
I'm not mad.
podcast
I'm not mad. I'm
just
shocked.
disappointed.
I'm shocked. Like I didn't think. I thought that'd make it into everyone's top 3 at least. Like, let alone
so,
5.
like, now I'm looking at my list. Like, it would at least go into 4th. Like, now I'm like rearranging stuff in my head.
Yeah, there you go. Initial release date 17th of September 2013.
I remember when GTA Online came out, because it came out 2 weeks after and I queued, obviously, like from when I got home from school, and I got in online. I was gassed, and I shit you not, the second I appeared, like after doing the intro bit, I appeared in an online server. I got shouted for me dinner, and I was like, oh. But I came back, logged me out, and I had to, I couldn't get back in for the next week even, and I was just like, oh, pain.
Yeah, I feel that. But
having a look at my list now, I would maybe put it in 4th, but it has been put down as my number 6, unfortunately. And when you hear my number 5, you actually are gonna walk to my house and slap me up because you will disagree.
yeah, well, this is why we're here, isn't it?
So, thank you for listening to the Chin-Waggin podcast.
It's been a good 2 episodes. I can't go on.
We'll live stream the funeral.
Right, no, I'll say mine, and we'll move on. I know fine well that this one won't have made it onto either of your 2 lists, so, and it was a late entry, but I've put Footy Manager at number 6.
No.
I understand why I can't get into Footy Manager, but I understand.
The mobile version I played a lot of, like just like being at school, like getting the train home. I would go do a few games before, like just on the train or on the bus or something. I remember playing a lot of it as a kid, like just on the mobile. But as the actual game, like on PC, never really got into it.
See, it's very broad and it's quite intimidating when you first sort of go on to Footy Manager because there's so much there to sort of get your head around. But when I've sort of maybe since sort of 2014, I've sort of been in and out of them. But I think it was FM19. I started an online save with 2 of my mates where
I was on that game.
Yeah, we both. Nice. We both. All 3 of us. We picked the teams that had just been promoted into the Premier League. So I think it was like Fulham, Villa, and I can't remember, Cardiff. I think it was at the time.
It would have been.
Yeah. So we sort of took that. I was Fulham, and then when I started playing that with my mates, it added a whole new level, and I got to understand it a lot more. And now I play it I go through phases of playing it, but I probably play it more than any other game, and that's why it eventually made my list, because I wasn't going to, but I thought, like, 5 years down the line, what kind of games can I still see me playing, and that's definitely one of them. That's probably most recently the only game that I can just think I was into, like, and it goes by. I've tried to sort of do 2 things at once whilst playing it, because I think, it's only Footy Manager, you know what I mean? I don't have to pay that much attention to it.
Yeah.
But it's not actually one of them games quite. You can put something on telly, but you can't sort of do 2 other things, because like I've tried to play clubs and play Footy Manager at the same time, and just like in between gaps but then you lose what you're doing. Like, you do actually need the concentration. But obviously I love the art of being a football manager. Like, so it is such a good simulation of that. It's unbelievable. Like you look at, like, Mourinho goes on Footy Manager, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer goes on Footy Manager. They check the database.
Really?
It's a genuine scouting. Like, people use it. Like, on the All or Nothing Spurs documentary, they were doing like a conference, and Jose's laptop the screen, his laptop screen was behind him on the projector, and on the bottom left, you just saw the FM20 logo, and like the
Really? I didn't notice that.
FM community went wild there. Like they were like, "Yeah, it's going Jose, lad." But yeah, so that's why it's there for me, and it nearly didn't get in, but I just think going forward, and realistically, I look at the games now, what I can see myself putting a lot of time into, and potentially like streaming and stuff like that. That's definitely one of them. It has to be in there.
If we were ranking mobile games, that'd be number one for me.
Temple
That is
Run.
my favourite. Nah.
Hey, different.
Gets too repetitive.
Hey, we'll talk about that on a different podcast. That's content, that.
What's your number 6 then, Oscar?
Wow. We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Well, this was my favourite game for a good few years, but I've massively fallen out with it. And that game is Rainbow Six Siege. I absolutely loved this game. I remember playing it when it came out, and I played it for ages, and they ruined it. I hate it now. Like I've tried coming back to this game, and I just can't. They've ruined it, and I hate it. I used to love the anticipation of an update. You would just wait. You're like, oh, update's in 2 weeks, and then the update came. The one with Ying and Legion, they brought them out, and that was the beginning. That was the beginning of the end for them. They added Theme Park, and that was the first bad map they released. Really, the first bad map, right? And then the problem is with Siege, they listened to the fans too much. We got so much hype, like we were so hyped over every update. We just wanted them quicker and quicker, and then they started adding them quicker and quicker, but they added them too quick, and we didn't get a chance to learn the maps unless you were fully in the game, playing it every single day. So like you couldn't come on and just be like, oh, we'll go play Siege, because no, you got to learn a whole new map. But now there's 2, because there's another update out, and then eventually I started to like Theme Park. I started to get to know it, and then they started reworking the maps, and there's another 2 operators out and another map. And I just give up on it. Jackal and Mira were the last good operators on Siege, and I refuse to talk about it anymore. About anything past Jackal and Mira, that game is dead to me now. But it has to be there because of how high I held that game for so long.
I respect that it's there as well. I'm glad you brought it up because I've never really played it, but I know like a lot of people, like my brother, fucking loves it. Like. I don't know whether it's the tactical side of it. Like, I mean, you've seen me on shooters, Bonk. Like, I'm there.
Yeah.
That's all that can be said. Like, I'm there and I'll make you laugh and we'll have a good time. But if you want me to actually shoot people and be useful for the team... Yeah, actually, I'm selling myself short. I'm actually quite good because I don't second guess what people tell me to do because I don't know any better. Do you know what I mean? So if someone gives me instructions, I follow. Like if someone said, like I was playing Warzone the other day, someone was like, "Oh, let's go here." They put a waypoint down, mate. I was already there, and I think they were actually just discussing it, like just saying, like, "Oh, maybe we should go here." Put a little marker down, and I was like, I was like, "On my way, no problem." And I was like, "Wait."
I honestly think that wouldn't be too. Like I think a member of a team just like that on Siege would just be good.
Exactly.
I honestly think that'd be handy, but
Well,
I refuse to play it anymore because of.
Well, seeing as number 6 is done, at number 5 I have Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh,
fair enough.
But my reasoning for it as my number 5 is I got into it the same season they added Ying and Legion.
Oh,
hellfire!
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. It's the season they added Hibana and Echo.
Oh, actually no. I tell a lie. Wait, who was first? Hibana and Echo or Jackal? Like whoever was last out of them ones. Because wait, did they come with Theme Park? Oh, I don't remember.
No, but I played it from then.
Oh no, they were Skyscraper, weren't they? Hibana and Echo. No, they were all right. And then it was Jackal, and then it went downhill.
I played it, like, if I had my Xbox with me, I'd tell you my playtime, but it's well over 2 months of my life, like, added up. I've played, like, I was in Plat 2 at one point. I was, like, You know, I like Rainbow Six is like my life. It's only in the past, like since at the start of lockdown, that's when it was done. So I
Yeah,
played it right up until recently ish, and like the only time I've ever made a YouTube video was a Rainbow Six Siege video that'll be on like some
really.
YouTube channel. Like
Nice.
that's why it's on there. Like all my friends played it, and like you know we got so into it. Like the amount of people I met on it, like friendships have started and burned like over Rainbow. Like people like anger. There's been anger. There's just memories like you know because they had the events where you just do like you just piss around. But like I was a full-on little ranked nerd who would like you know play it to the bitter end. Like
Yeah,
I'm not the best shot, but I was good at. I was kind of I was a really good support player in the sense that like my shot wasn't the best, but like I'd go in, get the bomb down, like formulate a plan. Like
yeah,
you know, I'd like one of the best things we ever did is like we came on board and we had this really good strategy where we just like we basically have two of our best gunners. We'd send them to one side of the map and literally just use them as bait and try get a couple of them down, and then the other three of us would go in with like a Montane, a Thermite, and like try bust open a wall and get the bomb down. And it's just like,
mm.
you know, I
Yeah.
was
We
all
did the
strategy.
same. It was the like the office bit, wasn't it? Where
Yeah,
there's like the open wall. Yeah, you'd go there, smoke it up, get the Montane in, blocking everything. Yeah, those were the
yeah, and
days before they
like
reworked it and ruined it. Yeah.
yeah, and like I feel like if I picked it back up, I could very easily like you know get in on again. I think if I wasn't living with Paige, I probably would because, but like
I would have to commit so much time
yeah,
because I
it's
think
like
I can't even
I
remember which one's which, but like
I come
Castle
up.
or Fortress, can't remember the name of them. Since they added them, that was when they just lost me because I just couldn't. There was two maps I had to learn there, and they were very similar. I was like, well, I can't be bothered. I have to sink too long into knowing this map, and I can't be bothered. Like there's so many memories on it
The
as well.
gaming
Just
world's
go,
getting that way now, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like you've
yeah,
got to sweat. You've got to sweat it.
yeah.
Otherwise you're getting
yeah.
slapped. Like
There's
That's
no
why I
casual
get
gaming
it's
triggered
anymore.
your
by
'Cause I was never
generation.
really that
That's
good
what
at
it
a
is,
game.
Bonk. It's your generation.
Yeah,
Too good. Too good at games. The what is?
I'm awful at games. I'm not one of them.
No, I don't know.
yeah, but like yeah, like genuinely, my life was like I'd go as far as to say in my peak, like I was I had well, let me look into the camera. I had a Rainbow Six Siege addiction. There you go.
Hey,
like,
saying it's
like,
saying it's the first step, man.
like, yeah, but no, genuinely, like every like Paige actually was like noticed when I stopped playing Rainbow because like I played Minecraft and with Minecraft like you know the minutes become hours you don't notice.
Yeah,
And but like when you're playing Rainbow, like in between round, I could send a message because I die a lot, you know. But like, but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but like, she'd be like, you haven't spoken to me for 2 hours. Like, what's going on? But like, no, like, it genuinely, I just with like, it was one of the, it just like a big chunk of my gaming life was Rainbow, and it's sad that it's not as good as it was. And I'm sure if I tried to pick it back up, I would manage no problem. But
Yeah, I imagine I would play it again, but I just have so much of a hatred towards it now because of
Chin-Waggin,
what
Should
what
we
it became.
should we form a
Chin-Waggin
ragtag
does want to.
team? Yeah, we'll form a ragtag team of misfits, and then
I'm down.
what else? What could possibly go wrong? Me, who's
Well,
just
yeah, I'm not
vocally
taking you.
proclaimed how bad I
I'm
am.
not taking you. I'm not taking you onto ranked though.
Oh, I don't want
I'm
to be
walking
there.
with the cash.
I wind up the ranked people, but that's the best I can do.
Oh, that is fun. Like when you're getting towards the end of like a season and you know when like I'm not really going to do anything with this. We can just annoy some people that want to get somewhere. I used to just love doing that.
Oh,
I bet Chris Bow was one of the people you annoyed.
no,
Yeah,
I was
probably.
no genuine. Me
He
and
would
my
have been too high in the ranks. I was like I was bad at the game, but I
me and my
loved it.
best mate literally found a way to be toxic on the game and not get banned by the system. Like,
Nice.
no, we would find
Oh,
ways. We'd find like we'd like I'd message someone I'd message someone saying like I found this sick glitch, mate. Like if you want to do it with us, he'd be like, yeah, sure. And I'd be like, okay, right, I need you to play as Thermite, who's like this guy who can breach through walls with like this this like sort of explosive charge, and so we're like, right, go put it on the wall, and there'd be 4 of us, and then just him on his own. He's like playing on his own, and there's 4 of my friends, and you put it on the wall, and I'll be like, okay, message him saying like, okay, detonate it, and when he goes to detonate it, we'd all run over to it and kill ourselves with it, but it would ban him because he'd killed 4 of his teammates, and he'd be banned for it. And genuinely, that's how toxic you are.
Oh, I've picked up weak bans on Xbox, like communication bans
yeah.
and actual like. I think they do up to a week, don't they, on Siege as well, just from being toxic. Like I was very toxic, but I loved the game purely because of that as well.
Friends, if he gets a ban again by Xbox Live for like toxic behavior, like communication bans, he is banned from Xbox Live because of Rainbow. Like he'd message people like saying things I can't actually say on the podcast. It's like that. Like because he
Try
gets
me.
mad at
No, I'm
Rainbow.
joking. Don't.
No.
I'll put it in the chat if you want. But if someone wants to,
No, they might say it
So
through my
we're
glasses.
we're very constructive now, aren't we? On clubs, Good Bounce FC with our messaging to people.
if you want to go,
Yeah,
We
we're
message them like
passive aggressive.
You aren't
Should
very
we-
good. Get better. Or just
We
something
have
like
a club. We have a club admin who tends to be more of the toxic one. But when he's off shift,
Yeah.
I've filled in before. Here's a recent message. Had a blast. Please invest time in improving your game. Thumbs up, face palm, sideways laughing emoji, normal laughing emoji, guy with sunglasses, clapping emoji, and thumbs up.
So that'll make him better at the game. That's what we like to think.
He'll take that personally.
I'm gonna put it in the
And
chat.
insert Michael Jordan meme.
Messages he got banned for.
You have to insert
Oh, yeah.
it.
That was one of the more tame ones.
Oh yeah.
We
We used to, like in old Siege, like on the when you played PC, you used to get them just in the chat, like the actual just text chat. Those were the days. But now they've got a filter for everything.
So let's hear someone else's number 5.
Mambo, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5. No, I've got Batman.
I thought you were naming a game.
No, I've got the Batman Arkham series as number 5.
You're so young.
Batman. I never played that either.
Never played any of them. No.
The Arkham games.
No.
Yeah, I've got all of them. But I can't not put them in my top 5 because I've spent too much time on them. It's simple as that. Like I've 100%ed every single one, all the Riddler trophies, everything. Like, I love them games. I feel like the first one, Arkham Asylum, was like since Spider-Man on PlayStation 2. That was like the only decent actual superhero game that existed, and everyone just thought it was going to be another flop because in that gap between Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 and Batman, I think there was about a 7-year gap where like every superhero game that came out was average at best. Like there was an Iron Man game on the PS2, like it just, and everyone was expecting sort of the same for this Batman game, and it just came out and it just was like told everyone to shut the fuck up. Like it was so good.
Yeah.
The story, like even just getting Mark Hamill to do the voice of the Joker, like just that character itself adds so much to the games. Like you want to, it's weird because you want to stop him because that's what you do, but you also don't, like because he's fucking hilarious. Like he gets you through, he like winds you up, like he says stuff to you. Like there's this bit I remember where you're going to sort of, there's a timer on the classic countdown. You've got to get there and save a hostage, and it's counting down, and I'm running frantically to try and save these people. You just hear Joker over the intercom just go, "Oh, I'm getting bored. I might just blow them up now." And then like you hear an explosion, and you're like, "What?" And then he's just like, "Only joking, bats." And it's just like, what, like that little things like that throughout that game. I was like, for 1 second, I was like, hang on a minute, like I thought I had enough time here. And then like there's the Scarecrow stuff as well. Like, as a Batman fan, like unbelievable, which is probably why they're up there. But I like just as games, I think they really do like stand on their own 2 feet as well.
I've never played it, but I thought I'd ask you, like, have you played the, speaking of superhero games, have you played the PS4 Spider-Man game?
No.
I've played the first one, but not
haven't.
fully.
Just because I've got it as well. It's downstairs, man. I could play it like right now.
Do it. No, genuine. Like before I know we talked about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, no,
Play it.
I should. It's just my PS4's not up here; it's downstairs. So like, I've
Oh,
got this on
Johnny, I'm not
studio.
talking to you after this podcast until you've done it. Like
Alright, fair enough.
that is your mission.
Fair enough. I will play it. No, my brother said that he thinks it could be better than the Batman games, and he's like, he agrees with me.
It's like when sometimes especially when you're younger, you come out of like a superhero film at the cinema,
Yeah,
or like a Harry Potter film, and you like. I don't because you're so immersed. You like half expect to like pull a wand out your pocket and start like
Yeah, of course,
you try genuinely like it gave me that feeling.
I literally tweeted the other day something like that, saying like when you went to watch a kid, when you went to watch a film as a kid, like
When you went to watch a kid, Jordan.
yeah,
All right, then.
easy now. when you went to watch a film as a kid, like you walk out of the cinema feeling like the main character, and then I finished it off with, "Or am I just mental?" But
You finish a film and then you just start smiling when you finish the film.
you've got to
It's
try,
nice.
haven't you? Like, what if the Force is real? Like, and I'm sat here like,
Oh yeah, I still try that now.
yeah.
If I watch a Star Wars film,
I feel like
I'll just
one day.
I've got a stack of code cards there, Pokemon. Every now and again, I'll just give it a go. Maybe they might fall. One day they might.
One day they might.
You know when it does, you're gonna be like it'll be pure coincidence at the wind or whatever. But you'll be like,
Yeah. But I will tell
An
everyone.
ice cream van.
I was shot on the
pulled up
podcast.
outside my gaff, and I wonder if my mic picked it up.
you know what? You know what's bad?
Go on.
I've just realised you're doing this point system.
I've got it.
But yeah, I know you're doing it, but because of Rainbow, Rainbow's probably going to end up in like the top 3.
Rainbow, yeah, Rainbow will overtake Batman for sure. Rainbow's got 5 and 6.
I don't want Rainbow to be high.
Yeah,
No, I don't. Even do I.
but remember, I didn't pick it at all. So
Yeah.
Yep, this is all
balances,
my fault.
doesn't it?
I should have put it lower.
Oh, I want to play Spider-Man now. I want to be Spider-Man now.
Yeah, well, see, this is one last thing I'll say on Batman before we move on. So I played the first 2, 3 if you include Origins, but it was made by a separate studio. It was made by Warner Brothers, I think, rather than Rocksteady. And there was this, like, the games are amazing, but I want to be in Gotham City, just being Batman. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to follow Arkham Island. I want to just be in Gotham City with a Batmobile, being Batman. And on Arkham Knight, when that came out on the Xbox One, that was what that was. And I just lost my head for about 2 weeks. Like, it was so good. And you could also download a skin to make you look like Christian Bale. Oh man, that was me done. Like, I was like, I might play it later on.
Oh, those are great films as well.
Yeah,
The
they're classic.
Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, massively.
Well, I won't go into that. We're going to hear Bonk's number 5. Mambo, number 5.
Oh, this is controversial. Actually, can I just go for a quick piss break? It's halfway. It's like pretty much halfway.
Oh yeah, we are on number 5. I went to edit it.
We're back. Okay, welcome back to the Chin-Waggin podcast. We've returned after Bonk has emptied his bladder, and we're now going to hear his top.
Did you have a nice wee?
It was good. It was good. I had been held in for a while.
Good. Carry on. I just needed to know.
We're gonna hear your 5th from top, and then we're gonna go into.
Actually, can I just shout out pissing when you've held it in for a while? It's such a good feeling.
What a game.
Like
dancing on the ceiling.
when you've I remember I spoke about this on my stream actually, like a few weeks ago. I remember I was like that day I'd been in a class, and you know when you're like there's never any opportunity to really put your hand up and say I need to go to the toilet. So I just held it in for like a whole 2-hour 10 lesson. And
where the fuck do you go to school, lad? Hogwarts? What?
No,
2 hours and
no,
10?
it's because of COVID. They made lessons longer, so there's less walking between classes and stuff.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's hard to concentrate. I don't have to go anymore, so it's fine. But I sat through that whole lesson needing one, and then I go downstairs because there's in that building there's one toilet, and it was busy. It was like shit. So then I walk home because I can't be asked waiting. I don't want to be there. Don't want to be that guy that's waiting outside the toilet when you're there. I can imagine that you just come out the toilet and there's someone waiting to go in next. No,
I would just wait.
No, No, I couldn't.
What you
So I had
mean?
a 25-minute walk home,
Oh, and you
holding
got
it in.
home. Oh, bro. Right, I'd have pissed on the street.
There's a hospital and a school on the way, so I'm not gonna piss at either of them places.
You must have been able to find a back street or something, man.
No, it's
His
like
head- his head was
my
his-
area is like in blocks, so there's no alleys. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like blocks, but there's like
Well,
the houses all go around in a circle.
I'd have been pissing down my leg. Like, they were the options. It would have been either.
It was
Yeah.
very close. It was a very
At
close
Jolly's
call.
age, you
I
need
could
adult
feel
things.
something twitching as I was running up the stairs. Anyways, get to the toilet, and it is the best feeling. Like I've got to say, it's probably one of my best feelings recently for a long time.
'Cause you're only young,
Like
man.
it was so good. Right, anyways, number 5.
I reckon. No, just shout out. Carrying on that subject quickly. When you were on a school trip on the coach and you needed a piss. Now,
Oh, yeah.
that was pain,
Yeah.
you know. That was pain. That wasn't fun. Like, that was just like,
Mm.
I'll
like,
one up that
because
you
the thing
needed
is though,
shit.
the coach trip was good bants on a school trip, and you just
Yeah.
you hated it. Like, you were quiet. You just sat in a corner, just like,
You couldn't laugh.
yeah, oh, rough. Anyway, yeah, going on. Number 5, Bonk.
Oh God, I shouldn't have come back to this one. This is going to be controversial because of where I placed Modern Warfare 2, but I've put Black Ops 3. Now this is one of my favorite games. I love this game. It's the
Yeah,
first.
It's one of the ones I played the most of. I'll back it.
Yeah, like it was different. It wasn't like the generic COD. I know didn't they release Advanced Warfare and stuff.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. As
Which
well.
Black Ops?
I never
are we on?
played them.
Sorry.
3.
3. Okay, yeah, okay.
Because it was just different. Like the guns sounded different. It was more modern, but it was done well. Like I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed zombies on it. I just enjoyed the whole game. The only thing I didn't play really was the campaign.
Class. It was class.
Was it a good campaign? Never really played it.
Yeah, once you finished the campaign, you got to do the campaign, but with zombies. It was class.
Really?
Yeah, it was really good.
But it's the first COD where I actually smashed out the campaign. Not the campaign. I just said I didn't play it. The multiplayer. Like it's the first time I've actually like sweated out the multiplayer and actually enjoyed playing the multiplayer. Because normally I'll only play it because friends are playing it. But it's the first time I've really just gone on my own and just played COD, and I think it just deserved a spot like high up because I just enjoyed it. And it never really got me angry. I could just go on for a casual game, and I would never really get annoyed at it. And for me not to get pissed off at a game is quite good.
I'd say, yeah, it's one of the ones I played the most. Like competitively, I'd say it's the one I played the most. Like me and my friends would just do like 4v4s on it all the time. I was decent at it. Like you just go on and like you just try to get like 100 kill games and stuff.
Black Ops
Well, I
3.
did anyway.
Were we playing Sticks and Stones on Black Ops 3?
Yes.
What's that?
Mini
No,
games.
I haven't played that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the like one where you like threw the ball or something.
No, there was. I'm sure Black Ops 3 you could play Sticks and Stones.
Yeah, you could.
You could, or was it Black Ops 2? Like, so it was what you
Started
had.
like-
You started off
started
with a crossbow,
Started on
ballistic
Black-
knife, and a tomahawk.
Yeah, that
And-
was on Black Ops 2 where it started.
Yeah, and if you hit someone with a tomahawk, then you humiliate him, and they drop from the top of the leaderboard down to the bottom. It was
Really?
it was good stuff. Like it was
No, this is
savage.
the one where this is like the second one where they had jetpacks, and the one after that is where they had it again, and they just tanked
Yeah.
Modern Warfare remastered.
Oh right, yeah, no, I prefer.
Where you
I
could
liked
like
it when you
do
had,
where you
like-
could hop and like wall ride and knee slide. It was the first one that had knee slides.
Yeah,
Or was I can't remember what order
No,
it
I
was
think
with Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, I think or Infinite Warfare. You had
it was
Exo suits,
Advanced
didn't you?
Warfare.
Uh,
Yeah, because you had Ghosts and Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3,
And then
Infinite
Infinite.
Warfare,
Yeah.
remastered, World War 2.
Ghost nearly destroyed the franchise. Mate,
What?
It was
A lot of
Infinite
my friends said
Warfare.
Ghost was their favourite, and I'd never even touched it.
Oh
Really?
yeah, I was so hyped for Ghosts, and I got it, and it was like, what is this?
Yeah,
What
no,
am
it
I
was
playing?
Bad, man. It was bad. I feel like
Really,
it's
really bad.
regarded as one of the worst.
I
think.
enjoyed Advanced Warfare, even though a lot of people do.
I didn't really enjoy many.
It was just nice and refreshing. I
Apart from
really
Black
enjoyed
Ops 3.
playing Black Ops 3.
Yeah,
It was just
I did
different.
too.
It wasn't like the generic COD where it's like you just run in and you shoot them with a proper gun. It just felt a bit more. Well, it was futuristic, wasn't it? It was just a bit different,
What
and
is
I liked it.
something came out. Is it Titanfall 2 came out at around the same
Yeah,
time?
it
That's
was.
going to be insane game, and I know a lot of people are
Yeah,
playing it.
it's had like a
But
resurgence sort of thing. Like
it,
people have started playing again. My brother bought it today.
it's one of it's going to be one of the best games compared like online in terms of experience. But no one's played it just because I think at the time it's like Black Ops 3 and Battlefield 1 came out, and so everyone's playing Black Ops and Battlefield, and they all came out within 3 weeks of each other. And obviously Titanfall was the massive underdog compared to those two giants. And yeah, but no, I understand. I can understand why it's there. It wouldn't be in my top 5 personally, but I get where you're coming from. There's a lot of memories for me on it. Joddy,
I'm here. Don't you
number
worry. Don't you worry. I'm in a bit of a wardrobe
I
malfunction.
wanted to hear number 4 for you.
Number 4.
Number 4.
5, isn't it?
No, I've
5?
said my number 5. My number 4 is it's actually the list with all the scores.
Okay.
My number 4 is Skyrim. See,
Never played it.
See now, I feel like we're getting into the big games now. But
Yeah. Now, one of mine looks really out of place. Now we're coming out with these big hitters, but we'll continue. We'll continue.
We start with Skyrim. Can I put a disclaimer in?
Yeah.
I haven't put Witcher 3 in mine because The Witcher 3, I understand, is a lot of people's favourite game ever. Didn't click with me.
That's fine, mate. Like I say, I've started playing it now, and it isn't in mine. So we're probably gonna get, if people listen to this, we're probably gonna get a lot of hate.
I've tried to play it over 5 times. I've tried, I've pushed on with it.
Yeah.
It isn't for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Go on.
Skyrim, however, was for me. Skyrim was fucking fantastic. Now, we talk about getting into games, and there's getting into games, there's researching games, there's Googling, and then there's buying the strategy guide. And that's where I was at Skyrim. I had a big fucking encyclopedia thing, and mate, I was proud of it. I wasn't ashamed. I was showing everyone, look at it. It had the little the dragonborn thing on the front. But see, now this for me, I played Oblivion, but Skyrim really took it to another level. The little cinematic things when you killed people, obviously fighting dragons was massive. But it's one of them games for me that I'm not really usually one of these side mission guys. But with that, I was hitting every side mission I could find because I wanted to find the Daedric artifacts and you know what I mean, stuff like that. It was heavily customizable. I can still hear the Dovahkiin intro song in my head. It was just iconic to me. I think I started playing that when I was at uni. And if you listen to the first podcast, I didn't do an awful lot while I was there. So
a lot of time.
Yeah, there was a lot of time that went into sort of losing myself within that world. And yeah, that's the game time. That's another one that I've bought twice. I bought it on 360 and I've rebought it for the Xbox One. And what I think is really good, what they've done with the Xbox One version, is integrated mods into it rather than just trying to fight it. It's gonna happen. So they've just said, okay, well, we'll put an integrated mod thing into it, so you can download mods through the game. And now I can go on to Skyrim now, and it doesn't feel aged because people have patched it with these mods. Do you know what I mean?
It's one of the most modded games of all time.
I'm not surprised, man.
Without Gmod, obviously.
Yeah, I went on it. I've got a save where I take it seriously, and I've sort of just downloaded the image packs and stuff like that. And then I've got a save where I've got lightsabers and stuff. So you can have fun on it if you want to when there's mods about
So you've got a book which is about this thick, and this is your number 4.
Yeah.
You bought a guide for this game, and this is only 4.
Scared of what number 1 is.
Yeah.
No, I know what his number 1 is.
It's true.
I know. I don't.
Yeah, I think
you're not wrong, lads. So for me, I have to put it there because of the amount of time I put into it, and I absolutely loved the game. However, it would be Elder Scrolls Online has sort of tainted it for me. Like, and I know it's a completely different game, but it's just sort of like, I don't know, it took something away from it, and it made me sort of not like Skyrim as much, but I can't
I
put...
enjoyed Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, did you?
I still hop on it. The launch was genuinely one of the worst gaming launches in history. But if you hop on it now, like if you can, you know, you can.
Yeah.
I got up to a point on it where like I got some of the DLC for it. I was enjoying it that much, and I'm not an MMO boy by any means.
Also, as well, I'll say shout out here about I don't know, shout out to the Fallout games, but I just never.
Yeah.
I was always more on the Skyrim side of it. I really liked New Vegas, but I didn't really like any of the others as much.
Fallout 4 I actually really enjoyed, but it hasn't made my list.
I just love all the lore as well, the effort, the intricacies that go into Skyrim. It baffles me. Like, it's a whole world in itself that you can get lost in. You can just read books if you really wanted to. Like, you know what I mean, and find out about the legend of the land. Like, it's insane to me, all that stuff. And I like games that sort of be like, if you want to be a mage or a magician, or you want to be a warrior, like, you can pick a build that caters to what you want to do on the game. You know what I mean? I've never been a crafty guy, so like if I was in a game where like I had to do them sort of missions, it would sort of wind me up a bit. But like the way that they do like the Fighters Guild, the Thieves Guild, and it's like you go to whatever side of it you want to and sort of take it in your own stride. Do you know what I mean?
Stealth archer.
Yeah.
That is your choice of class.
No, I'm never, mate. I just run in sword first, sword and shield.
Should I say my number 4?
Yeah.
Or do you want to?
Let's jump on, mate.
Yeah.
My number 4. Ooh. I don't know how this will hit. It is 4. Like it's mid the top 5, and it's not the one. My number 4 is Minecraft.
Bonk's face then. I have no problem with it, Chris, but I actually I think it's about 6 places too high for me. But I've never. This is going to be a big conversation that we're going to have because I missed the Minecraft wave massively. Just through, I think it's just through my age. Like, when Minecraft sort of came out, it was the Roblox of the gaming world. What Roblox is now into my generation.
Oh yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like,
that does make a lot more sense to me now.
Not to the majority of it. It was just like we grew up on Ultimate Team, clubs, Grand Theft Auto, games like this, and then someone was like, "Oh, do you want to come and mine and craft?" We were like, absolutely not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't sound like fun to me, and it still doesn't. Like I've tried to play it with Bonk. I'm again like on COD. I'm there and I'll make you laugh, but I'm no more than that. I'm not useful in any stretch. So yeah, I agree. And the only reason, had I not known that you, Ed, and you, Bonk, were definitely going to mention this, I would have brought it up. You know what I mean? So say I was talking to one of my mates who I know also doesn't like Minecraft, it would have been me that brought it up and said, like, look, respect on its name, it really just isn't for me. Like, I think I'm...
It's got some stupid stat in it. Like, it's like one of the most
grossing games
played game or something, yeah.
I think the top 3 games ever bought, like, highest grossing is like Tetris at number 1. Number 2 is like Wii Sports or something, because everyone who bought a Wii got Wii Sports, and 3 might be Minecraft.
I'll find out, lads. I'll find out. You guys carry on.
I know Pokemon Red and Blue is in there, but
Minecraft's top.
Minecraft,
Minecraft's top of the highest seller. Yeah. I think as well though, what comes into it, like for me for Minecraft, was I never really wanted to play it. Never had anything sort of no urges to play it. However, when 2 of my mates were playing it and said, "Why don't you get it? It's a tenner and you'll have it downloaded like that." Like, I'll literally be able to play it within the same 5 minutes that I'm talking about it. I think
Yeah.
why not? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and that's why I ended up getting it. And I bet there's a lot of people on that list of 200,000 sales that were very similar. You know
I'd
what I
say
mean?
Minecraft is probably. Ooh, I've probably behind Rainbow. I think it's the game I've played the most. I'd say Rainbow is the game I've played the most.
You weren't far off though, Christopher.
Mm.
You weren't far off. Minecraft is top, then GTA 5, then Tetris, then Wii Sports.
GTA 5's higher than Tetris.
Yeah, man.
I knew GTA 5 was up there. I didn't know
Tetris.
the order
Oh,
of
well,
it all.
no, it's Tetris. This is Tetris EA Mobile. That's 2006. It was released. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I won't talk about Minecraft. Everyone knows what Minecraft is, so it's like I can't big it up. But it's just like for me, Minecraft for a lot of time, even at the moment, especially, is a creative outlet for me.
Yeah.
I have an idea of something that I'd like to see in a game, but maybe I can't afford a game, or I can make it. Like at the moment, I've got like this giant fantasy world that I've been building for years. It's got everything. It's got boats. It's got castles. It's got a giant statue of the Dragonborn. It's got everything. At the moment, I'm doing a little mining village that has a church in it. It's very quaint, very nice. Just did a nice fountain. But I'm not the best builder or anything by no stretch of the imagination. But I just have a bit of fun, a bit of creative outlet. Just and I'll leave it at that because I have a feeling.
Bonk will touch on it later on. I feel like.
Yeah, just a bit.
Just a bit. Okay. Let's hear your number 4. Oscar.
Right, well, here is my FIFA representative.
Big up.
So with FIFA, I've ranked... Well, the game is FIFA 14. This is my favourite FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
I've ranked it as its own game in terms of my top 10.
Right.
But it's representing all of FIFA
Of the franchise
as well.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what it's your standout, but it's like, yeah, I got what
Yeah.
you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I'm ranking it as its own game, but that is FIFA. That's probably where I'd put FIFA as a franchise anyways.
Yeah.
But
if I was going to do it with Batman, I'd say like Arkham Knight, but like the whole Arkham series it's representing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So FIFA 14 was the first... I had played FIFAs before. Yeah, but I never played it on the Xbox One. I had it on 360 before I moved onto the Xbox One, and I remember just playing so much of it. It was the first one I had that had Ultimate Team, because FIFA 11 was the last one I had. Because I was saying before about Smackdown versus Raw, how I had that for a few years. I was the same with FIFA 11. That lasted me a few years. I had FIFA 10, FIFA 11.
Yeah.
I had FIFA 08 on the Wii. But FIFA 14 was the start of when I got FIFA every year. Because it was the first one I played Ultimate Team in. It was the first one I really played career mode. Like on the other FIFAs, I was just a kid really. I only played kickoff or like made a tournament. Like, I never really adventured into career mode or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
FIFA 14 was the first one where I did all of this, and I actually played FIFA as the whole game sort of thing, other than pro clubs and stuff, because I was just playing it on my own.
Yeah.
And it was the first game I really, first FIFA that I really properly, went into FIFA.
As a football fan, it's what you want from a game, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
Especially at that point, when FIFA 14, it made a big sort of change from it. You started using Frostbite as the physics engine on the Xbox One, for example, and I noticed a big change. Like, it was like, oh my god, like this is just getting to be more and more like football. And
yeah.
What's everyone's favourite FIFA? I'm curious.
That.
Well, I know.
Up there for me as well.
Man's 17.
17. That is one of my most hated ones, I have to say. I know a lot of people like 17 as well, out of the newer ones, but I didn't agree with me that one.
I was just trying to think which one it was. It was a good one, actually. I did like. I think my favourite could well have been like FIFA 12, probably. just
I remember
just,
playing that with my cousin.
Just as Ultimate Team was really it had been going for 2 years, and
It's coming into its own.
yeah, it was good.
That FIFA 12 is the first one where I actually heard about Ultimate Team.
I'm one of them sad acts that's got Foot Founder under his name on Ultimate Team. I've literally had Ultimate Team since the dawn of Ultimate Team, and I fear that what made FIFA so successful over the past decade is gonna be what eventually may tarnish it. Do you know what I mean? Like Ultimate Team, like I've always said, whichever person at EA came up with the idea of Ultimate Team is a very, very rich man now, because the idea of being able to open packs and use them players in FIFA is genius. Like
gambling, but
it's genius. Especially I was at a generation where I'd stopped opening match attacks and stuff, so it was like you got that feeling back again. Apart from you can actually use them. However, the one thing that you do you don't keep them, do you? Like I've had how many messes, you know what I mean? You don't keep them; they're gone, they're burnt after a year. And they've gone so far now with that sort of side of every week there's a team of the week. Well, obviously every week there's a team of the week, but every other week there's a special. There's this, there's that. Within the first 4 weeks, people have.
It's just entitled. It's like
teams.
Yeah,
it's like,
I play Ultimate Team for a month and then I'm done.
Yeah, like I mean, I was this year. I was heavily sort of playing it when it first came out. And I ended up in Div 1 playing Foot Champs. And it was a situation like, one of you two mentioned it before, I think it was you, Chris, mentioned it before about Siege, when your girlfriend sort of noticed when you'd stopped playing it, because I was getting so stressed about Ultimate Team, like so stressed about Foot Champs, like it was ruining my weekend. The weekend.
Yeah, like I remember I'd message you and I was saying, "You coming on?" And you'd be like, "No, I've got Foot Champs games to do."
Yeah, like
it was like
a chore. It was literally like a chore, and I didn't. It sort of take away that enjoyment for me, because it was so competitive.
It's like Animal Crossing.
It's so annoying though, like because like I know I'm good at that game, and I know that a lot of the times I lose it isn't. Sometimes it is like I'm not one of these who like is in denial and like when I lose I'll hold my hands up, but it's like so many times on Ultimate Team you just think like this is out of my hands, like the game is just literally broken. Like
I did what did I do? I decided to really up the difficulty on a career mode game just to mess around and have a look at scripting stuff, and I shit you not, I had a game against I think I must have been against Derby in a championship game because I was playing a Carlisle career.
Yeah.
And I shit you not, I restarted the match. Like every time I conceded. I conceded to Wayne Rooney between the 9th and the 11th minute every time. Wayne Rooney every time, and I was like,
you know, things like it confuses me though, because I see scriptage happen, but then also I see people that go 250 and 0 on pro clubs, and I think, well then what? Well, that sort of rubbish is any scriptage argument that any of us have got, because like me and you play pro clubs together, Oscar. Could you ever see us winning 250 games on the bounce, no draw, no loss? It's just an impossible.
25 games we wouldn't be able to do.
I think the biggest way, 10. Probably like
we've gone whole seasons.
We won like 11 games on the bounce, and we were gods, boys.
Yeah, exactly. But, like you can feel it as well. You're like, oh, the scriptage is with us this game. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
you can just tell when the game's against you, though. That's the thing with FIFA. Like you make a tackle and it just bounces back at them.
It's like what FIFA is with me is like a toxic ex now. It's like I can't help but love it, but it does nothing but grind me down.
I wouldn't say that one to you,
no, but that is what it is. Like it's like Stockholm syndrome with FIFA. Like I can't. It's high up in my list. Like I've not mentioned it yet, but I can't not put it up there because again, years. Like I'm talking.
Yeah.
FIFA 01. So
It says a lot about a game
so
when you
we're
buy
ta-
the same
you're
game
talking
every year.
20 years of
My
FIFA now.
my
2
little
decades of it I've been playing FIFA career modes for now, and it's like I buy it every year, so I love it. I can't
Yeah.
be like, oh, it's not in my top 10 because right
my
now
argument
it's in the
to
fucking
it though
mess.
is, do you not love? Isn't I don't think it's FIFA you love. It's football you love.
Of course,
Mm.
yeah.
But I wouldn't buy Pez every year.
Mate, I love playing guitar as well, but
If
I'm
everyone
not
else
on
played
Guitar
PES, would
Hero.
you?
You know what I mean?
I probably would. That's the thing. Yeah.
No, but
But
I know what you mean. It's definitely a very good point, but I feel like credit to FIFA because it's a fantastic football game when it's done right. And if you were to play a game without the scriptage in it, like the way that the players move, like it is unbelievable now. It really is, and it's fun. Like, but it's just
Except
it's so
FIFA 20.
toxic now. FIFA 20 can fuck off.
Yeah.
We all in agreement. It's the
That's
worst
the
one.
only one I would rank lower than
Yeah,
17 for me.
FIFA 21's definitely better than FIFA 20. 100%.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
an improvement.
they've made an improvement. I tell you what's an underrated, Volta. Volta is very good.
Tell you what, Pro Clubs is underrated. FIFA, EA, right? I'm talking into the camera. If
Oh
you're
yeah,
watching,
nah.
do something with Pro Clubs, man. Just do it. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, everybody knows that is like.
It is their best game mode.
It's by far the best game mode. It's a game that 11 people can play on the same team. 22 all in one game. It's mental.
Can I come up through the academy of your pro club and join?
Yeah, lad, you'll have to.
Yeah,
You'll have to.
I've-
You'll have to give
I've
it a
been
go.
there.
But yeah, Oscar joined last year.
It does. It's not very good for the mental health. Like if you get on the wrong side of Dave early, then it's.
It can be.
And this is for you, Dave. You make my life hell.
It can be a toxic place. But thing is, like it come. Well, I was gonna say it doesn't come from me, but it's like I always say to Dave, like if he's getting annoyed about clubs, like and our mate Dave's really good on first person shooters, and I was like, imagine Dave, you try to play COD, but I'm controlling your gun. You know what I mean? So for someone who like I know I'm really good on FIFA, I've put a lot of hours into it, and I understand Pro Clubs is just the lads having a laugh. It should be what it is, and like it is at the end of the day. But losing isn't fun. Like no matter what game, no matter who you're with, you're still not having a laugh when you lose. When you concede a 90th minute winner, like it's rough. But like I say, that's why it's also so high up because we all slag it off. We all say that FIFA's broken, but 9 times out of 10, that's the game that I go on at night and still play with my mates.
It is football at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have that same feeling if you're playing football in real life and you concede that same goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you get the same feeling when
The
you
highs
do
and
score that
lows,
90th minute.
I think that's
when
why
it is
they've
for
done
the
it
title.
as well. I have a theory about that's why FIFA put scriptage in to try and give that anything can happen sort of aspect to the game, but it has the reverse effect because it's so.
It's like on a racing game why they've got catch up on like on GTA Racing. Like it slows down whoever's in first so that it's more entertaining. I understand it because it will make it more fair, but it's also frustrating when you know that you'd curb stomp someone otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're absolutely right, mate. That wasn't even me that said FIFA, and I went off on it, Madden. But anyways.
Oh yeah.
So are we on the top 3 now?
I think so. Where's mine at? Yeah, we are.
Do you want to go first or should I?
Yeah, crack on, mate.
My top 3 it's a franchise, but I mean it's only 2 games. My number 3 is Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. Has anyone else got it alongside here, or can I go on about it?
No, you go on.
I haven't got it.
Genuinely, I'd say, the best story game I've ever played. I think of all looking at my list is in terms of story, Red Dead Redemption 2 is the most beautiful game I've ever played. I know a lot of people had issues about being long, but to me, it lived up to every expectation. To me, it fully deserved every big up it received. It just is like, to me, it's like not only is it like my favorite game, but if I was going to say like the best game, I know a lot of people would put The Witcher there, but for me, like in terms of like quality of what game producing is, Red Dead Redemption 2 and 1. I played 1 when it came out, and because I played GTA and I was like, okay, let's see what else these guys make. And like the story is fantastic. Red Dead Online on the first one was really good. The second one, no, fair enough. On the first one, like just piss around on horses, like shooting your horse in the head at the top of a cliff just to fling yourself off. Like it's just a laugh with your mates. Like when you were like when I played it, I was like what, like 12, 13, 14. It was just a laugh, like just pissing around, like just I don't know. It just had this charm. It's like how people feel about Harry Potter is how I feel about Red Dead Redemption.
Did you
I
like
don't.
just an interesting question because I've got a mate who spent a lot of time. Do you like the cowboy genre in
Oh
general?
yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I've got a mate who would probably sort of put this in a similar position, and he like growing up loved like
No,
John
but
Wayne
not even.
films and stuff. So
I didn't grow up with that. I mean, my granddad loves John Wayne films,
Yeah.
which maybe it's hereditary. But no, I didn't like. I think the only like. No, I didn't. I wouldn't say I'd say it's what made me fall in love with the genre.
I can't talk too much on it, but I did play the first one. Didn't play the second. It's
Second one you can pick up for like 15 quid now, and it's genuinely
it's
one of
I did enjoy the second one.
It's interesting though, Mr. Crisp, someone who puts this franchise so highly and doesn't know that Red Dead Revolver was the first game.
Yeah, well, no, I do know that. It's just I've never played it. It's Red Dead
No,
1,
I know
Redemption.
I know what you mean. I think it's something that Rockstar are very good at, making these worlds that are very immersive. Like even like L.A. Noire, I thought was brilliant by Rockstar.
Mate, your horse's balls shrunk when it got too cold.
Exactly.
Like if that isn't the peak of game design, like find me something more in it. Like people
I,
playing
I,
Red Dead 2, we got that glimpse, yeah.
I've got an
And
argument to make though.
what's one of the first things we got told? Horse's balls shrunk. Like this is the world we've been given. Like
I've definitely got an argument to make here. And
okay.
Red Dead Redemption 2, for example, came out in 2018. GTA 5 is still
Yes, this was mine.
It's still in the top 3 most played games on Twitch, and still getting played now. Do you honestly think that in however many 9 years time, people are still going to be playing Red Dead 2?
My point with that is the reason people play GTA Online is the online. And I would put Red Dead Story above GTA Story as much as I love them both. But I'm going purely off the charm it had on me and story-wise. If I was going off, if this is about pure multiplayer experiences, like let me have a look at my list. My top 3, not a single one of them is really multiplayer. Like not in a tradition, not like in a GTA sense where like
I just like obviously you've got the multiplayer side of it, but I just think I love Red Dead, but I've not played the second one, and I do plan on doing so. And like I said, I really do love it. I fucking love Rockstar games, but I can't ever put it above GTA because like
I can understand why most people would make that point. It's just for me, it's the charms it had on me.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough. It's fair enough. And like you say, if you are interested in that whole cowboy culture as well, like you don't have to have grown up with John Wayne films. You know what I mean? Like I love playing. For example, if I watch The Walking Dead, I'll need to buy a zombie game to play after it. You know what I mean? And sometimes it can be like it just strikes you. You start playing these games at the right time, and you're like perfectly ready for that type of game. You know what I mean?
Looking at my top 10, a lot of it is based on how immersed I got.
Yeah,
and I think that's the reason Red Dead
but
Redemption.
that shows
GTA,
though that's
GTA,
what gaming is for
I think
you.
that's because GTA is closer to reality.
With my thing with Red Dead was
disclaimer: I don't shoot people. I don't run anyone over. I haven't even passed my driving test yet.
I don't do that on
GTA.
GTA.
Hopefully,
I just live my life. I drive at the speed limit, stop at traffic lights. No, I'm joking. I kill hookers. No, yeah, mate, it's a fair point, and like I say, why I would maybe if I'd have played Red Dead 2, I'd have my back up a bit more about it and be like, you can't put that in front of GTA. Number one, I'm not that guy anyway. Like, you think what you want. And number two, like, I've not really got a leg to stand on. I'm not going to be one of them guys that's like, oh, that film's crap. Have you seen it? No. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be like that because I've not really fully played it. I've seen it and it looks fucking brilliant. Like, I'm not going to lie, but for me, it wouldn't be. Bit of a stat for you though, Chris, but it is the 13th highest grossing game of all time.
Yeah. And
My
the amount of
problem
people
with
sorry, I'll let you speak because I keep interrupting you.
my problem with Red Dead was that it's not as like it doesn't have the same pickup ability. So like I loved the game when I first played it, like Red Dead 2. I loved it. I got it for Christmas, so I was ready for a new game. I was like, I couldn't wait to play it. Got on it, loved it, played it for like a good month straight, just pissing around. Wasn't taking the story too seriously, but just having fun with it. And I was just roaming around doing shit, whatever, and then doing the story sort of on the side, if you know what I mean. It's like I'd roam around, kill a few people, and then I'd go do the story. But with when once I put that game down,
Yeah. No,
I
I'd
never
agree with
picked
that.
it up again.
I still
And I
pick up
tried.
GTA more often than I pick up Red Dead. I'd agree with that.
I tried to get back into it, and I just couldn't. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I did when I first picked it up. And with GTA, I already know I haven't played the story in God knows how long, but I know I'd rather play that now than I would Red Dead, purely because I just kind of got bored of it.
I think that's just it. It's the immersiveness.
And the relatability as well. We can't relate to cowboys.
Yeah.
You know, there is that. Like,
Yeah,
there is.
and I was
obviously
never really
that.
into cowboys as well. That's another thing.
But I think I'm glad you mentioned it because it probably would have been a bit of a travesty for us to go through without mentioning the
I did
the
consider
franchise
it, but at the end of the day, I haven't finished it, so.
I think it's just one of those. It's like they spend like a lot of it is building up this world around you. Once you put it down and you play GTA, you play FIFA, you play whatever, you come from all this back to like the Wild West. Like it's all a bit like, oh shit, it's all a lot slower here.
Yeah.
and that's just it. There's no Lamborghinis and
Yeah, no, I get that.
you
It
can
just depends. That's what I feel like it is. That's maybe what it is. I feel like GTA appeals to a lot more. Like you can be in the mood for a race, or you can be in the mood for a heist, or you can be in the mood for just to fuck around. Like you can go on GTA and you'll find something
role
to do.
playing.
Whereas like with Red Dead, unless you fancy being a cowboy, like
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know what I mean? That's all it is. But
it's a lot more niche.
It is, yeah. It's a very niche sort of. Like I say, I loved LA Noir,
Right.
which was another great Rockstar game.
I never played it. It sounds really interesting.
Fantastic, mate. Really, really,
Bully
really good.
was another great Rockstar game.
Apparently getting a remake sometime soon, but we'll see. I've heard that for a while now.
All right, let's hear someone else's number 3.
Number 3 for me. Oh yeah, I'll go. Seeing as it's us 3. Number 3 for me is the Pokemon franchise.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I would put it higher, but I can't lie to myself. Like when I get really into one, I do, but like, the certain like Blue loved only because my brother had Red. Like so that generation loved it. If I had to put one to represent the franchise, I would say Emerald, but I know Crispo would be different. But after sort
Gen
of
4.
see, after Gen 4 was when I started like not really liking it so much. Particularly Sun and Moon. Really, I didn't like them games. And like as much as there's been like. I'm sure there's franchises in there where I've like not liked the game so much, but I still avidly played them and really enjoyed them. Like Sun and Moon, I actively didn't enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I'm playing this because it's Pokemon, but like, it doesn't feel like Pokemon. It felt like, I don't know, like a game. Like, you ever play the games like on DS where it was like you were? Well, there was one where it was like you were like a detective, and like it was a story, but you got guided everywhere. There was never really an aspect of free roam to it, and the only aspect of
Yeah.
free roam that you had on Pokemon Sun and Moon was like, oh, you have to walk from here to here, and then you finish one cinematic, walk through a little route, get to the next town, and you hit with another cinematic, and it leads you to the next battle, and it's like, what? I'm not about this, like, but for the
I want
amount
that
of
free.
time I put into it, and like the older ones, then Sword, and I think they're heading in the right direction again now. And like we said before, it is the 7th highest grossing game of all time. I've got to put it high. I have to put it high.
Fair enough. I think I can about back that. What I do want to say is, now that you've said that,
Mhm.
is with our top 1 and 2, do you want to say them together? Like when we do get round to it, I know Bonk still got his third, because I feel like, pardon me, and there's going to be me arguing one over the other, and it's going to be almost arguing with myself because I'm really weighing it up.
No,
Um,
mate. No, you've got to say two because I've got to say two. I've got to make that decision. So have
no,
you.
no, I've got,
Yeah, oh
I'll
yeah,
say, I'll say
mine's
definitively, but
firm. That was the easiest decision between 1 and 2.
Yeah,
for
actually,
me,
mine was quite easy.
maybe it'd just be me then. But yeah, let's hear yours, Oscar. Let's hear your number
Oh yeah,
3.
my third. Well, this is a bit of a wild card, really, when you've had all the big hitters such as GTA and Red Dead and all that, and FIFA. I've got Wii Sports. I loved this game. This was
Right.
so good. I like the Wii was my first ever console. And I remember going into the game with my dad. I think it was Game or Argos, one of them. I was a bit young, but I remember standing at a desk, and my dad put the Wii on the desk. He was like, "We'll have this." And I just remember playing Wii Sports with a family for so long.
Yeah,
And
did you get a
like
sore
whenever we had
elbow?
people around, we would play Wii Sports. Like it was just there's just so many memories with it. Like I know there's a lot of the games like lower down that are attached with nostalgia out of mine, but Wii Sports is the most nostalgic out of all of them.
I would
It's the
say
first game. I think it's probably the first video game I played.
the Wii was like, it kind of brought games away from just for kids and nerds into almost more into the mainstream because your nan could play a video game.
Yeah,
You
and I
know,
liked the fact that with Wii it was more of like it was more party games. So I would have put Jackbox in here, but I didn't think it was really a game.
Yeah.
Like it's not like one you can just sit and play on your own. You need mates to play with. But Wii Sports you can kind of do that. But I love party games, so like Cards Against Humanity, all that sort of stuff. They're my favorite type of games, probably, other than my number one, obviously.
Yeah.
But it just has so much nostalgia attached, and just I remember there's so many memories of me just playing it with my family, and just just like people coming around and we're like, "Oh, do you want to get the Wii out?" And you're like, "Yeah, go on then," and then we just play that, like, and Wii Sing as well, but that's not Wii Sports. But like just playing on the Wii, and Wii Sports was that game. It's kind of representing Wii, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough though. It's a good representation. Right.
okay.
So
I'm gonna.
Wii Sports is
Do you want me?
it's a curveball that.
Yeah, that is a curveball. I'm gonna say my second and first together because I need to argue in as I'm saying it. I'm gonna say definitively what I've decided, but
Go.
it's really, even now I'm looking
The
at it.
floor is yours, my friend.
In second place, I have put the Pokemon franchise, and that is because this list is the list of video games, and my first choice is Skyrim. My number one game of all time is Skyrim. And the reason I've chosen it over is because it's video games now. Pokemon is like my hobby, cards, etc. the community, everything else. You know, it's how we all met. But games alone, my favorite is probably Platinum or Heart Gold. You know, competitive Pokemon, I've played that. But my point is if it was if Pokemon was a standalone game, it wouldn't be anywhere, like it probably wouldn't, it'd be way lower down the list, but because of the many iterations and everything else. Where with Skyrim came out in 2011, the 11th of November 2011, and to this day I will still pick it up.
Yeah.
Like Johnny said, Johnny went on a big talk about what a game it is. I've bought it on PC twice, Xbox 360.
Did you have the
Xbox
book?
One. I had the,
You got the book. Good lad.
I borrowed a mate's PlayStation and bought Skyrim because I was like, maybe Skyrim will play different on PlayStation. You know, I've played the shit out of it. I played Elder Scrolls Online. I just love it, and it was the first one I played actually. But like, I shit you not when I say I 100%ed Skyrim. Like, I know people like you can't. It can't be done as a.
I didn't do that.
That like if you go on my Xbox One account, I've got not on Xbox. It's not platinum, but I've got 100% achievements. And one of them is to kill a legendary dragon. To do that, you need to be like level 81 at least on Skyrim. Which to do that, like,
that's work.
It takes a lot.
Yeah,
that is work. Because leveling up after level 40 is long.
Yeah, that is long.
And like,
that is big.
I've got every achievement on it. Like I got a mod to go along with it after I got the achievements, and it gives you a house where you can put in every collectible. So every Elder Scroll, like from like the DLC, every mask from the Dragon Priest, every Daedric artifact. Like I'd do glitches to make sure I could get, like, because there's some quests where you can only get one of two Daedric artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd do one. I'd do a glitch so I could get both.
Right. Yeah.
And like I've genuine like, and I'll still hop back on it now. Like it's never going to be the same as that first playthrough, or like, you know, when I finally got that like 100%ed kind of feeling. But like it genuinely, I will still pick that game up in 10 years time.
So
and like the modding community keeps it fresh. And it's just like,
I think as well what it was different for me. Did you play Oblivion?
No, I didn't.
You didn't play Oblivion. So when I did play Oblivion, and what I noticed when I got onto Skyrim was there was a big pop of colour. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on Oblivion, it was all sort of like
dark,
sepia,
gray.
sort of grey, reddies, and then it came onto Skyrim, and it was like the mountains were beautiful, the waterfalls, and then like the grass, and it was all like so like vibrant of a surrounding. See, that's a question I've got for you, Chris. But you just said that Red Dead was the most beautiful game that you've ever played. Do you think it's more beautiful than Skyrim?
Now I do.
Yeah.
But before that, I'd say Skyrim.
That's
but like Skyrim still holds itself up. But like, I've said, like, just walking around, like, you could just walk around the wilderness, and I've said to Paige, like, I could put the Skyrim like wilderness music on in the background of our, if we got married, of our wedding, and people wouldn't have a clue. I've seen like people do like Reddit posts about that, like they put on Skyrim, and they're like, what lovely music, but it's just so calming, and then you can do a bit of fighting and yeah. I could go on about Skyrim for ages, like everything, like, you know, I've done every type of playthrough you could think of. I've been a mage. I've done a sword and board. I've done a two-handed warrior. I've done, you know, I've even done, like, you know, I've done the difference between like a battle axe or a warhammer or a greatsword or archery.
I think although they are very different, I think your top two are also very similar in a way. Yeah, they're both games that like to get 100 on you're working. You know what I mean? Like, it's long to do that, whether it be on Pokemon completing a dex or whether it be on Skyrim. Like,
it's on that too. I'm currently in the process of doing a full living dex in Pokemon Home from my phone, because I can do it from my phone.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's sort of
my exactly. So I mean, you've said your piece about Skyrim.
Pokemon's
Go on.
Pokemon's been hard for me at the moment. Obviously because the trading card game doesn't constitute as a video game, and video game wise, I've fallen out of VGC. The newest games aren't out till later this year, and it's been ages since Sword and Shield came out.
Mhm.
No DLC. There's nothing like. I'm not feeling very refreshed with
Right.
it. But like you can't like he doesn't like. I think Nuzlocks are a big part of wanting to pick up Pokemon games again
Mhm.
to give yourself that extra challenge now you're an adult.
Yeah.
But like, it's always like to like I don't know something about like just punning your team and like
For the viewers that don't know what a Nuzlocke is, do a quick explanation.
Nuzlocke is like a challenge. You can Google it. But the main thing behind it is if your Pokemon faints, it dies. If you black out like all your Pokemon have fainted, you lose. You have to nickname them all so you're more attached, and you can only get one Pokemon in each route. So route 1, you can catch a Pidgey, and
Weedle.
if you get that Pidgey, yeah, that's it. That's it for that route. And if you don't catch it or it faints, that's it. Job's fucked. So
Yeah.
you can do randomized ones and all sorts. Where
It's like Pokemon, extreme Pokemon, isn't it? More or less.
Yeah. Yeah.
To add a challenge to the game, a separate sort of challenge, different kind of challenge to the game.
And yeah, and I think the games are just like there's never going to be an instance where I'm not going to get the new Pokemon game. I think in my life, like I'll be 8 years old, like my mentally like decrepit, and I'll be telling to get my grandson like go get Pokemon White 4 for me.
Yeah, no, you do, ain't mate. I'll probably be the same. My thumbs will be knackered. So you've got Skyrim as your top. That's fair.
Did you expect that? Because I purposely kept quiet.
No,
Really on
didn't.
Skyrim.
Yeah, didn't expect it. I mean, I would have been shocked had it not been in your top 10. But when it had got this late and you hadn't mentioned it, I would just assumed that you weren't gonna.
It was fair enough.
Yeah.
No.
See,
I think I can guess your first two.
Yeah, well, my two are quite obvious now. Really, if anyone's been keeping up, can you guess what order they're in though?
GTA 1, FIFA second.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what I would have chosen. Yeah.
Obviously, I've said my piece on FIFA, but like the amount of time in terms of you ask me what game I'm best at, it is FIFA. Like that's my game. Like if I was to ever pursue an esports career in any game, it would be FIFA. Like I know that I can like tussle in Div 1 with people. You know what I mean? Like it's just a shame that the way that it's going now is so similar to football in the way that football's going and so money orientated. And like I said, the Ultimate Team made FIFA what it is now, and I feel like what made it is eventually going to break it because it is toxic now. Ultimate Team people use it as like a no, they don't even play the games, you know what I mean? Just like a navigation, like they just sell and buy and trade and stuff on the market, and they just do SBCs and stuff like that. So, yeah,
FIFA's become more fun to a lot of people as a menu game, as opposed to actual gameplay.
Exactly, which is so weird.
I enjoy career mode for the signings and stuff.
I love that, but you should play Footy Manager then, my friend.
Yeah, well, no,
perfect game for you.
Footy Manager's a bit too overwhelming. Like I've tried. But,
it is. I will say with Footy Manager, what any advice to anyone who wants to start playing it. First thing you should do is go to your staff, go to your responsibilities, and delegate anything that you don't want to do, and just start that you just control the first team for match days. You know what I mean? That's how I started and build up from there. But yeah, like you say, I mean, 2 decades of FIFA now for me. I've been playing since the year 2000. Like I remember playing FIFA 98. Like that's how far back. And for me to still buy a game every year, play it, like even now, like I've not played Ultimate Team for however long, but I've been playing clubs a lot still, so I still get more than my money's worth out of it. And it would be my top if it wasn't so toxic, but it is, and that's why it's where it is. And like it's almost done well to stay second, and if it wasn't for pro clubs and the fact that I still play that, it wouldn't be anywhere near second. But the fact that I have to concede that after 20 years I still play it most nights is mad. So but like you said, is it a love for football? Is it not? Like if FIFA didn't exist, Pro Evo would probably be in that slot. You know what I mean? So that might be what it is, but it's also me knowing my capabilities on a game and knowing that sort of like I'll walk into any room and challenge anyone at a game of FIFA and sort of be fairly confident that I'm gonna win, and I'll love it when I don't. Like I come up against people who beat me, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. You know what I mean? Like this, I've not done. I've not done this in a while. Like Harry, one of my mates, he was like the top dog of his mates when it came to FIFA, and I was like me or another one of my mates, Wiley, was probably like level pegging on top of ours, and then me and Harry met, we became friends, we started playing FIFA, and it was like fucking Clash of the Titans every time we played. Like people would want to watch it, like anytime we'd be around someone's house it'd be like, oh, Jordy and Harry should play, and it's like, well, can we have a few warm-up games? Because every time I played him it was like, right, I'm gonna have to like get in full foot champs mode, like Christ's sake. And we also used to play in my old house that I used to live in with my mates. It was called the Terrace, and it was the most hostile place I've ever played FIFA in my life. So you basically, there was two of you in the middle of the room. There was two seats in the middle of the room, TV up against the wall, and then surrounded by sofas, just surrounded by other people watching you. It was so hostile.
I've played FIFA at Holker.
Yeah,
like on the projector.
Yeah, I've played it at Dalton in a tournament and stuff, and it's I've also
there's
played,
chants, there's shouting.
Yeah, I played pro clubs in a room full of my mates. All of us had our Xboxes and we were on pro clubs together. Now that is the pinnacle of playing FIFA. You don't top that. Like 89th minute we were drawing. I got a free kick and buried it, and oh my god, like. I celebrate in a situation like that, but I don't usually have my other 4 teammates like a metre away from me to all just come and pile on top of me. You know what I mean? So it's like, moments like that are why FIFA still remains where it is.
If you asked me this question a few years ago, like because a lot of people would come around to my house because we have like quite a big basement where like we'd have like your classic sort of like old school LAN party, but we do like FIFA and like FIFA tournaments. There'll be like 8 of us, say, would do like a World Cup style thing, but you can move player from team to team.
Yeah,
we'd do that, but like we'd like draft our own squad.
Lad, we did that as well. Brilliant.
And like people would just like you bring loads of snacks and booze and whatever else. And
did you do transfers between each other as well? So we did it like an NBA draft, and then once we'd all discussed and we had our teams, it was like, right, well, he ended up with someone that I wanted, but I've got someone that he wanted. Like I remember once I got first pick, like we literally drew it out of a hat, like whoever, and I got number 1. So I was like, right, I get first pick, and I picked Messi just because I knew that my mate Harry would trade an arm and a leg for him. Like I love Messi, but he loves Messi. Like Messi's his Shearer, you know what I mean? Like what he is for me. So I just knew. I think I ended up with Neymar, Ronaldo, and Bale.
I was about to say
everyone them all with me.
Everyone's beef at football tournaments that we did was that Bale would never play like as well as he thought he would, because like just the way his stats must have worked. However, it just
I loved Bale. I loved him. But
I think something that needs
Go on.
I think something that needs mentioning with FIFA, with the earlier ones in particular, is the soundtrack. Because the soundtrack has so much nostalgia with it. Like 14 and 15, I like obviously because they are like the ones that I played the most probably out of them. Like I could just go on Spotify and put FIFA's 14 soundtrack on, and I have done quite recently.
VT Levels is that on there?
That was
it?
Oh, I can't remember which one. No, Avicii has one,
tunes. They had
and that's on 15.
Sisters. Laura was on it at one point.
Yeah, I think that was a bit before me.
Oh yeah, it will have been.
John Newman.
Yeah, that was on there. That was 14.
Yeah, that was class. I bet I should probably move on from FIFA because we spoke about it a lot.
There's a lot.
Grand Theft Auto is my top, and we probably spoke about that a lot as well. But I'm classing it as the full franchise. Realistically, like 5 is the poster boy, and it shows what they can do. See, I'm about to say something which is incorrect. I'm about to say it shows what they can do in this day and age, but it doesn't. GTA 5 shows what they could do nearly 10 years ago, and still stand up. And it's like I am so excited for. And so when GTA 5 came out, literally 2 days before, my Xbox 360 broke. I went out and bought another console because I wasn't missing the launch. Would I have done that for many other games? I don't think so. That I was not missing the launch of GTA 5. Like, I just was not doing it. It wasn't even like. And the thing is as well, my mum is usually quite strict with stuff like that. But I think she knew how much I wanted this game because I've been speaking about it for about 2 years. And she saw my Xbox break and she was like, we'll get you a new one. Instantly, you know what I mean? She was like, I can't be arsed dealing with if I don't get you a new one. So we're going to go and get you a new one.
My mum told me off because my sister was watching me play it. And obviously it's 2013 when it came out, so I would have been 13. So my sister would have been 10, 11. And obviously my mum probably heard about some of the stuff that you could do in the game.
Yeah.
And she was like, I think we need to have a look at some of the games you're playing, Edward.
Well, this was another thing. So I played San Andreas a lot with my brother, which again was different gravy. GTA 4 always gets overlooked, I feel like, because of how good San Andreas was and how good 5 is, but 4 was just as good.
4 had the best story for me.
I could speak for hours on just.
And you had 2 additional stories. You could get the Ballad of Gay.
Yeah, Ballad of Gay Tony and The Lost and the Damned, wasn't there?
Yeah, that was.
But the online on GTA 4 was fantastic. I remember Cops and Robbers. Why did they not carry that to GTA 5? I'll never know. It was like the best game mode.
The swing set that you could
the swing glitch. But mate, you could go back and play San Andreas now, and you will be shocked at the custom, like how much you can customize. Like you could go to the gym and decide whether your guy was going to be skinny or fat. Like you could go to Burger Shop. You know what I mean? Like, and that was a PS2 game. Like, mind blowing for me. Like, genuinely mind blowing. Where it comes in at is second of highest grossing games of all time. But bear in mind, it's been out for however long.
2013.
17th of September 2013.
I have a feeling that GTA anyways will be topping our table because that is my number 2.
Yeah, go on then. Well, I feel like
you go ahead.
Is there anything you can say that hasn't been said?
Not really. GTA 5 is the only GTA I have played because, again, I'm still quite young, and that was the one game. Like, my mum let me play COD from young, but she said that was the one game. Like I had to wait a bit until I could play that because she'd heard some shit about it.
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, there's a strip club. There's all sorts. No, you're not going there."
There wasn't.
So like I haven't had the whole 8 years that it's been out or something like that. I haven't had that whole time. I've had probably 4 or 5 years of playing it, and even still, I haven't played it that much. But I just have to put respect on the game because it is the most realistic game out today. Like in terms of open world with in today. Like if you were to play a game that is simulating now, that is probably the closest game to it.
Yeah.
I think it just reaches such a, like you said earlier, you can do races, you could do the story, you could role play online with your mates. You can.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. There's a point now on roleplay servers where we could do this. What we're doing right now. We could be in a GTA roleplay server doing a podcast. You know what I mean? And that's insane. That's absolutely.
My GTA roleplay character have a better microphone.
Who knows? That's a
But yeah, I think everything that needed to be said about GTA. Oh, another thing, back to the soundtrack. The radio stations, that is unreal.
Bang.
The fact that they've got all them different genres and so many songs in that genre, just a click of a button. You can just or I'll put the radio on. What am I fancying today? Or I'll put some hip hop on. Go West Coast classics. There you go.
Ooh.
It's mental. I think everything that needed to be said about GTA has been
I
said though.
agree, and it is the top of our definitive list going off the
Yeah,
point system.
because I can't pull Minecraft up here now because obviously my number one is Minecraft.
Yeah.
It is, and I will argue this to the grave. It is the best game ever made and always will be, unless something unbelievable is released, like Life 2, like where you can play Minecraft in another life. Like that is the only way I think it could be topped, because you can do absolutely everything on it. Like I know you can to an extent on GTA, but you can't unless you like get full out mods and everything. You can't just walk into any old building. You can't just base GTA. You can't just walk into any building. You like some buildings are just blocks,
Yeah.
and there's trees that you can drive into and stuff. There's just little things that doesn't make it completely as open world as Minecraft. Minecraft is just you can do anything on it.
Minecraft wins because of its simplicity, because it's so down to basics. You just place blocks, but by just placing blocks, you can make anything. And then
Yeah.
you've got the command blocks where you can do the more intricate things if you wanted. But the sort of the bread and butter of it is you can do whatever. You can make whatever.
Where does it stop? As someone that isn't Minecraft savvy, can you make an AK-47 that shoots?
There's mods for it, yeah. I've played mods.
That's mods though.
AK-47.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but like
I
the extent
understand
that
why
is a bow,
Minecraft.
you can get a bow and shoot someone.
Yeah, I understand why Minecraft probably wouldn't want to add that, but like I was just curious as to like.
Yeah, because they're still trying to stay as sort of medievally sort of, but still sort of. I don't really know how to explain it because they've got like space and stuff with the end where you can go, like eat chorus fruits and it'll teleport you when you eat it. Like there's weird stuff like that, but that's like from a different dimension, and you will bring that into your own. There's just so much you can do on it, and it's like I don't know, like even the soundtrack, like I just keep going over the soundtracks, but that is an amazing soundtrack.
I'd say so. I'd say out of all the like I really don't enjoy Minecraft soundtrack.
Really?
I don't know. Like maybe it's because I've heard it so much that it now annoys me.
Yeah.
It's just, I'll just put something else on it. Bit of lo-fi.
No, I do have it off now, but like if I'm ever feeling like, oh, I tell you what, I could do the nostalgia trip. I'll put Minecraft soundtrack on while I'm playing.
Maybe it's a bit sad. I don't know. Feels a bit
I feel like yeah, it does feel a bit like that. And that's from someone who hasn't played that much. It does feel quite like isolated music, sort of in a way.
And
I don't know what it is.
Another thing with
that sort of gets me away from it, because I loved Lego, and essentially it's like Lego on your screen, and I do get that.
Yeah. And this is what makes me like struggle to understand it, because it suits any type of player. You can be destructive, you can be creative, you can do what you want, you can fight, you can do whatever you want in the game. But I guess for some people it's just not for them.
Yeah, I think.
But I think it is amazing.
And to be honest, I don't know if the word is ignorant to it, but with a lot of games now, because of my age, like it's like I can't be asked figuring out how to learn how to do fucking you know, especially, but Minecraft is very like I jumped onto Eden with Roger and that, and like I was just like constantly, how do you do this? Where do I get this? How do I do that? Where do I get that?
Yeah, that is a problem with Eden, because you are playing with that are advanced, like a level ahead of you.
Yeah,
and you kind of like, when I learnt Minecraft, I was kind of with people that were kind of on the same page.
And I guess it's
the
almost
first
lazy
thing
as well from me, really, because like, why would I put effort into sort of trying to figure it out myself when I can just be like, lads, what do I do? You know what I mean? Like,
but the thing is with Minecraft though, I've grown up with it.
Yeah.
So I probably wouldn't want to get into Minecraft in your position, where it's like I've got to learn this huge game, because I've been there through the updates and watched it grow.
I've been on Minecraft recently, and they've added all this end stuff, and I haven't got a clue what it is, to be fair, because I just play on creative a lot. but trying to teach the basics is really easy. Like me and Paige started our own server like not too long ago, and I think that's one of the charms of it. If I said to Paige like, "We play a game that can be quite scary at night. You have to survive and fight zombies," she'd be like, "Fuck, do you want to play Minecraft?" All right, yeah. Play some and she goes out and starts whacking up zombies, and she just wouldn't do that on any other game.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff like I think when they started adding like dolphins and the ones like Heart of the Sea and like sea temples, I got a bit lost of it. But I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean I'm afraid to learn of it.
But the thing is, this is another thing. You can go back, if you're playing on PC, that is, you can go back on these versions and you can play the earlier versions where you are restricted to what you had when you played it. And a thing with Minecraft for me was, I remember going around to my friend's house and he had this game, and I was like, "What is this?" Because he had like the beta, like the very early things, and he built like this temple,
Yeah.
and I was just amazed what he had just built. And I was like, what is this game? He was like, "Oh, it's Minecraft." And I've never, because I never had we had a laptop, but I thought you had to have like a tower or something when I was a kid to be able to like play games and stuff, because we never played games
I feel
on a
like
laptop.
that's as well what Minecraft did. You didn't need a powerful machine to run it. It was very accessible.
I could have played it much earlier than I did, but I had to wait till Xbox came out to it came out on Xbox 360 till I could properly play it. Like I used to go over to my friend's house all the time because he had it on PC, like the early stages of it, and I used to go play with him all the time, like whenever I could. But when it came out on Xbox 360, it was like I had never waited for a game so much like I had for when Minecraft came out, and when it did, it's definitely the most played game. I can sink weeks into playing like on a single world, just grinding out on it.
Well,
You
James.
like Eden, for example. Like I came late to that, and I caught up pretty
fucking
quick.
Grinded it loads now.
Alright.
But I've got a definitive list. However, there's a lot of draws.
Do you want to hear the
Yeah,
top
I
five?
imagine that would be.
Go on. What do you say?
Should we go for the top? Do you want? I was going to say, do you want to just tell us the top five?
Yeah, well, I can, but I can't as well because
Because there's a lot of draws.
there's like 4 that will be in second. You know what I mean,
Okay,
right? So
okay.
so I feel like we can decide it, right? So we've got GTA's top definitively.
Yeah.
With 24 points, so it's a fair bit away from any other.
Yeah, that's kind of my fault. I feel like I'll put it up as well, so I feel like that. Yeah, it should be.
No, don't worry, mate. Like it's what it is.
No. But I'd say Like I agree.
Yeah,
like, it should
yeah, absolutely. And I think I'm gonna have to swallow my pride here, because next you've got Skyrim that's got 17 points. You've got the FIFA franchise that's got 17 points. You've got Minecraft that's got 17 points.
Yes.
You've got the Pokemon franchise that's got 17
Oh.
points. So between Skyrim, Pokemon, FIFA, and Minecraft are all drawn in second place.
For a single. Ooh.
It's like,
But
do we level them, or do we just put all of them have 17
I'm
points?
not going to debate it because we won't get anywhere because we've got personal favourites.
I'll
See, I think FIFA needs to be
the bottom of that
because everyone put FIFA in it.
Oh,
Whereas
true.
Skyrim, I didn't put in, Pokemon, I didn't put in, and
Minecraft.
Jordy didn't put in Minecraft.
But I think that Minecraft should probably be second. The only reason I didn't put, like I say, I would have put it in if I knew it wasn't going to get spoke about otherwise. Like I didn't put
but
it in.
you have to
because
think about it
like,
as
and
well.
I don't play it, but I know that you two were going to bring it up, so I was like, I don't need to mention it.
Do you want to say?
The thing is, though, we all actively play FIFA as well. Like we all still play FIFA. I'm not sure about you, Ed, but we still play it a lot.
So
Like I go through.
I feel like I'm out of all them though. Is like I'd put FIFA at the bottom.
I would as well. I would personally. I'd put...
It is my least favorite out of them, but well, other than the
I
ones
say-
I've
I
played.
think
Like I have
I-
Minecraft and
I think
Minecraft, Pokemon, Skyrim, FIFA.
Yeah, I'd put Pokemon second myself, but
I would, but I'd understand.
It's just the only reason it is because it's gone across more generations, but it's also had more bad. You know what I mean? It might have had higher points, but it's certainly had lower points. Whereas Minecraft had like one release and it's been good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the Messi Ronaldo argument in it. It's like Minecraft's been very good
Yeah.
in one place, and Pokemon's been all over the shop and had really amazing. But also, Pokemon as a franchise would win.
Pokemon's
Oh yeah,
franchise
yeah,
win
definitely.
over anything, I
But
think.
as a game, I think
Because of the
Minecraft
trading
quite
cards.
comfortably
I,
takes
yeah,
it.
I would, especially going off the fact that Minecraft is also the highest grossing game of all time.
Yeah, it's been one game
Yeah.
the whole time, and
Yeah.
it's just
Highest
solely
grossing
been
media
off updates.
franchise of all time is Pokemon, though.
Yeah.
Like you said, if
Yeah.
it's the entire lot, it would be Pokemon.
Do you know, looking at this list, the highest grossing like game franchise probably is Mario.
Really?
Yeah, Mario Kart
Mario.
8. Mario Kart 8 was so the one on the Switch. It was the highest.
That's not even that came out on the
That was
Wii.
gonna be
Yeah,
my
mate,
ten.
Came on the Wii.
that's the eighth
Not
highest
8, but-
grossing game. That's the eighth highest grossing game ever. Mario Kart on the Wii, 12th. Super Mario Bros, 6th. And then you've got like new Super Mario Brothers, new Super Mario Brothers Wii, like Super Mario World. Like there's loads of them within the top 20 different Marios. But yeah, what were we on about? I would put GTA, then Minecraft, then Pokemon, then FIFA.
I think either way, we're all gonna have different ones, aren't we?
Like if I can, I put FIFA the highest out of all of us. I think. So if I can concede that it's lower than them.
FIFA's lowest.
Yeah,
and then
FIFA was 4 for me.
Yeah. So it was two. It was 2 for me, and then right.
yeah, GTA.
Then I feel like it's Siege
Yeah.
coming in at 5.
That hurts a bit.
I hate it's in the conversation with it, but like just because of how like it's like I love to hate it.
Yeah, it's because it is like a breakup. Like I loved it. Like I adored that game so much, and now I just can't stand it. I just and
To me, it's just because of what a toxic cesspool I know the community. Like I know people
Yeah.
say Overwatch is toxic or FIFA is toxic. Rainbow Six Siege players are like the in Star Wars it's like
yeah, they're like up there with
Reptiles,
League sort of
scum and
little
villainy.
incels.
Yeah.
Right. So
League of Legends never got a mention actually,
I
and that's
know,
one of the
that's
biggest games ever.
shocking.
But I
that,
hate
isn't
that
it?
game. That game can
I'd
rot.
say to wrap it up, do you want to give 2 honourable mentions each?
Yeah.
There's nothing honourable about that game. It's
Bear
a
with
little
me. So Siege is
cesspool of incels.
Top 5 is Siege, FIFA, Pokemon, Minecraft, GTA. By the time we release the podcast and put it on YouTube, I'll come up with we'll make a little graphic. But the rest again we're going to have to discuss because there's loads of draws. There's loads of draws all over the shop. Like
We'll be here all night.
exactly, like Batman's on 6 points, so is Black Ops 3. Wii Sports is on 8 points actually. Red Dead's on 8 points, so they.
Wii Sports, I forgot about that.
Wii
I don't know why that was
Wii
so high.
Sports actually makes it in it like.
I say Wii Sports. I mean, like it's probably like Wii as Wii, like Wii Sing and like Mario Kart Wii would probably be under the same thing.
Then I would say Red Dead comes in at 7th because I would personally put Wii Sports over it. I wouldn't have done until fucking Bonk made his argument, and now I agree. And then after that, that's when it gets confusing because then it's like down to the ones that are on 6.
Right.
Yeah, I think we've got a good sort of list from what we've gathered.
What's your 2 honourable mentions? Or you don't have to be 2.
I'm gonna list off some honourable mentions. I'm not gonna talk about them. I'm just gonna say the names of the games quickly, right? Because I've got them written down here. Right. So we've got Time Splitters, Future Perfect, PS2 game, OG. Resident Evil 4
Fight Night
was unbelievable. Fight Night's in mine. Tony Hawk's Underground 2, unbelievable. Metal Gear Solid.
Skate 3.
Crash Bandicoot, Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh, Simpsons Hit and Run.
I know, mate.
Yeah, I'd say Simpsons Hit and Run. The Sims.
Yeah.
Oh, The
Deserves a
Sims.
shout. Definitely deserves a shout.
And Fallout.
Fair.
All right, yeah. Well, it's got to be Fight Night, Skate 3.
Oh, Skate 3.
Yeah, great.
I never really played much of it, but I always played it when I was at my cousin's, and it was sick. I don't know.
That's right.
I can't think of any
No, you'll
I
play,
don't-
you'll
I don't
play
actually
more
play that
games
many
when you
games.
grow up.
Forza, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the first Forza Horizon.
I think I'd put Gran Turismo in over Forza, weirdly, just because
I
I
never
feel
played
it
it.
was more iconic.
Right, well, I think
Spider-Man, actually. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man PS4, 100%. Yeah, so for this, all we've learned from this is Jordy needs to play Spider-Man and
No, we haven't.
Terraria as well. I'd give that a little shout.
However,
But that's just made me think of
Undertale,
what
I've
it
never
must be
played
like
it.
for you playing Minecraft. Because all my friends got back into Terraria and I just couldn't be bothered learning everything again.
yeah, exactly.
And it was just this whole new game. So I know exactly what you like with Minecraft now because I was the exact same with Terraria. And I know Terraria is a bit more in depth, but I used to love that game and now I couldn't touch it because there's just too much to learn.
Well, I know people love Undertale, so I will give that a mention because I know there's some people out there that are going to be like, that hasn't even been mentioned. Because some people would put that in their top 3 for the story.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've done well there, boys.
Yeah, we've been going for like what 3 hours.
I've made an official list, just going off ones that I think like is fair.
I don't even know how I'm going to clip this up.
But I'll just have to go. Just do it unless we can try and figure it out timing wise. 10s, 9s, 8s, or just talking about certain games. Anyway, we'll discuss that behind the scenes. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram. Check us out on Spotify. Please leave a like, subscribe.
We'll
If
put.
you read it, Sky, you're a real one. Take care.
Yeah. Peace out. Bye bye. How do I do this? There he is.